Welcome everyone to the Top Fuel Racing Indianapolis 500. We are live here from Indianapolis, Indiana, home for the Indy 500. About to go green flag here in just a few minutes. Qualifying about to actually start. I'm going to be joined in the booth by two other guys. Tyler Mullen is joining me, and of course, Connor, you're going to have to pronounce your last name again because I forgot how to say it. Welcome to the Top Fuel Racing Indianapolis 500. We are live here from Indianapolis, Indiana, home. Just because I was actually doubling copying myself because I forgot I had my broadcast up at the same time. Anywho, set to go 500 miles. These guys trying to win some money. Let's first go to Connor. Connor, what's it going to take to be able to get the job done here tonight?
Well, looking at practice, it looks like it's gonna take a lot of mental concentration, and just keeping your car in one piece and not in the wall. Hopefully, it's not like real life where they're getting loose off the turn and spinning out. From looking at practice, it looks like it shouldn't be like that. But the times are going to be very, very close. So, look forward to being not. I wouldn't necessarily say pack racing, but maybe.
Yeah, and something else, we got 33 guys, actually 33 guys taking the green tonight. I want to go over to Tyler real fast. Tyler, I know you're kind of new to the whole IndyCar racing scene in general, not new to oval racing. What are you mostly looking forward to tonight?
I think it's going to be a good race. Like Connor said, keep your car clean. A lot of it's going to do with pit strategy as well.
Yeah, that's something else that we got to look forward to during this race. Pit strategy, always a key here. Luckily enough, last year, not this year, last year I was able to actually win the Indianapolis 500, and it wasn't easy. There was a lot of drafting involved. A lot of field strategy actually came into play during that race. That's something else that we're going to have to pay attention to, field strategy over the long run. Keep in mind, guys, these guys are racing for a little bit of cash actually coming into this race. I'd have to actually get that back up to see how much it was. Quite a bit. Give me just a second. I actually have it up. I should have already had it up. I was just running behind on everything. It is a total of, I believe, $615 race purse, with $100 going to the winner of tonight's Indianapolis race. Of course, the track, I want to mention this, the track usage is at 48%. But real fast before I get the rest of the purse and stuff like that, there's your look at the weather. One key condition here tonight, Connor, you'll know about this, 100-degree track temp. What's that going to do to these cars?
Make them very, very slick.
Simple enough. Good answer. I like it. And that's something that these guys are going to have constant trouble with as the race goes on. Tyler, you know this as well as anybody. Hot racetrack, tires go away really fast. These cars can get really loose, especially on the exits.
Yeah, they can. A lot of make a difference, especially if the shade comes over as well. They'll tighten up.
Yeah, it's another good example with the dynamic sky. Shade can't come over the track and could create a little bit more grip. It could actually tighten the cars up way more than what these guys like. So we'll see. I'm sure it's very slick out there now. But as far as the race purse goes, like I was mentioning a minute ago, it was $615 purse, $100 to the winner, and it will pay all the way back to 14th place. So all these guys able to walk out of here with a few bucks in their pocket at least, maybe make some money back. You never know, maybe gain a little bit as well. So going to be interesting to see how this starts up. Qualifying will be starting here in about 40 seconds. Let me go ahead and go back to Tyler real fast. Tyler, we've got 4 laps of qualifying. How do you want to go about qualifying here with 4 laps?
That's a tough question. I would just run around the high side probably the first 2 laps, and then try to hug the bottom the 3rd and 4th lap.
Yeah, pretty much what we would see like in the oval cars. Connor, do you have anything to add to that as well? I mean, how would you go about qualifying?
Honestly, what I would do, if you can, I don't know if you can do it in leagues, but I know they kind of got rid of it in official, is I would sit on pit road a little bit, burn as much fuel as you can as possible without running wires, because your first 2 laps aren't going to be that good, but hopefully once you get up to speed, your 3rd and 4th lap are going to be what counts.
Yeah, and another thing that could happen, shade, like Tyler mentioned, pretty much you just mentioned, sitting on pit road could allow some shade to actually come over the track and maybe help your car if the track cools down a little bit. So something to definitely keep an eye on as qualifying has officially begun here for the 3rd annual Indianapolis 500. Let's see. Anybody actually out on track right now? I hear some cars revving up.
It looks like a bunch of guys are just sitting on pit road, burning fuel, like I said.
Yeah, like
So
you just mentioned. So we'll see a lot of that probably, I would guess. We do got one, Chris Samard, going out onto the track in the number 27. He is rolling here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We'll see how he does in that number 27 car. I'll try to get everything situated still. There we go. So you see him coming down the backstretch here. Indianapolis, a very long track. What is this, 2.5 miles, I believe? Or is it 2 miles? I can't remember. I believe it was 2.5. Anyway, he's going through turn 3.
correct,
it is 2.5.
mile.
I couldn't remember if it was 2.5 or 2. But here we go. He will be taking a green flag here, and he will be our first car to put down a lap. We'll see how he does starting this time. Let's actually hop on board as you guys can get a better idea of how this works as he works out of turn number 1 into turn 2. You're going to see him. He's actually going to elect to go to the bottom on his first lap and try to get everything he can on his very first lap. One thing to keep in mind, I don't know how fast the tire fall off will be, so we'll see here on lap 3 or 4 if he's able to get it down to the bottom like everybody else is. And should be able to in these Indy cars, but you never know. Here it comes out of turn 4. I'm going to look for the start-finish line. And he will go to first, but what will the time be? 40.167. Actually, a very good lap. Not bad at all. Rick Ravon coming out of turn 4. This will actually count as his lap as well. And the number 44 coming to the start-finish line. The lap time of a 40.138 jumps him to the top of the board. Byron Rodney. Another ESPN driver, by the way, usually the broadcaster of this league, but he is in the car tonight. Working through turns. What turn is he in? 3? Yeah. I got to get used to these cameras, man. Coming out of turn number 4, and this will actually be his first lap that he puts down. He puts down a 40.193, puts him to 3rd. Who else is on track?
Johnny had a 37 car.
Yeah.
Currently ran his first lap, and he ran a 40.259, sitting at 4th on the grid right now.
Yeah, definitely a very good lap. Probably going to be looking for more on his 2nd, 3rd. Not exactly where he wants to be right now. Andy Yerk coming out of pit road. There's a couple other guys I've seen actually. The 63 of Ernie Ludwig coming through turns 3 and 4. I believe this will actually be his first time lap. And let's see what he can do. Coming to the start-finish line, 230 miles an hour at the line, and puts him up to 3rd. So he actually knocks back Ravon 1 spot. 83, Eric Steinmetz out on the track as well. About to put down a green flag lap. Actually, he's working on turn number 2 down this backstretch. One thing I've noticed about this track, and this is with IndyCar, and Connor, you know this as well as anybody because you run this normally. Aero push, always big in these Indy cars.
Exactly. I think I ran like 1 or 2 Indy races this week on iRacing, and it's just once you get up to the pack, it's just you can get up there and get past, but like once you're in that draft, it just seems like aero push, like you got to let off, and you got to let off a lot going in the corners and something. Like I'm not used to the car because I'm still used to the DW12 and the way it drives, but this car. Granted, it's kind of like the DW12, and it's pretty much just like the DW12, but it's with like new nose and stuff. But it drives a lot different than the DW12, and the aero push seems to be a lot more than the DW12.
Yeah, that's something that these guys are going to have to face with all night. Tyler, you know as well as anybody, coming in with the traffic when you're behind somebody, aero tends to push you up. What is the best way to go about trying to manage that aero push?
Just back up your corners.
Yeah, that's one good way to look at it. Simple, sweet. I like the answer as well. Backup corners will help the aero push, and also may help you get to run out. You know, we'll see how that plays a factor as well. I'm not sure how many laps these guys can go on fuel mileage.
So, Adam, not to interrupt, I just looked at their setup. They don't have a full tank.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. I'm not real sure if they actually do or not either. So that's kind of interesting though. 200 lap
They got
race.
15.5 for the first. Maybe they can fill it up after that. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to talk to someone and see.
Yeah, and one good thing about having Connor in here, he knows a lot of these guys, pretty much all of them. Maybe we can get some insight information as we watch the 98 cross the start finish line, see if he can improve that position. Does jump up to 6, but one good thing about having him in here, he can actually switch rooms and stuff like that. Maybe find some insider information out with pit strategies and stuff like that. Watching Robert
I'm going to drop down really quick and go ask somebody.
We'll get more information about him. Tyler, let me go ahead and ask you. We're watching qualifying right now. And all this is going to change come race time. How aggressive do you want to be knowing this race is 200 laps?
Me personally, I wouldn't be too aggressive. I'd probably start getting aggressive around the halfway mark.
Yeah, some guys like leading the whole race, you know, and there's nothing wrong with leading the whole race if you're got the car able to do that. One thing, Tyler, you and I both know this. Me personally, I like starting towards the back of the field, but and when it comes to these types of races, knowing there's money on the line, is that going to make these guys push a little bit harder knowing that there's money on the line?
Oh, yeah, it'll make every one of them push harder.
Yeah, and I think that's something that these guys are going to have to work on, you know, just throughout the night as the race goes on. So as we continue to watch qualifying here at Indianapolis, I got to make an adjustment to the volume, guys, just in case y'all are hearing doubles. We'll fix that. There we go. That should be good now. If that's too low, we can just turn it up. So, watching the 19 Keith Mariotto. Good Lord, I'm butchering names because I'm a redneck. Anyway, usually, like I mentioned, we just stepped in to field this. So Byron ended up to race this, and he was looking forward to it. So we gladly stepped in to allow him to race it. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. Let's jump back and look at Captain Will Kirk Tyler here in the number 9 car, running 19th right now. Actually, may come to pit road. Is he actually exiting pit road? He's actually coming out. So we'll actually not look at him yet. We'll wait. Come back to him and check. Let's check on Raul Alvarez in the number 68 car. Working through turns number 2. And as I try to fix my cameras. Once again, guys, sorry. Got a new camera pack. I actually like the camera pack we're using. Just that new camera pack we're not really used to using. So it's going to take me a little bit of this race to get into. 200 laps. Tyler, you and I both know you're going to get really tired running this race, especially these Indy cars.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is. You know, even 100 laps, it makes you tired. So.
Yeah, and, you know, a lot of people look at this sim race, and there's still a lot of force feedback, a lot of bumps in this track. I don't know how many times you've actually got to run Indianapolis. Like I said when we first came on, you're still kind of new to iRacing in general, but you do got a good aspect of racing. I'm really anxious to see how all this plays out. We're still watching the 86 right now. What was that? Sorry about that. Somebody in my house having a meltdown. Anyway, coming out at turn number 4, I believe. Sorry, I'm all confused now. And Raul Alvarez looking to try to improve his 20th starting position. In that number 86, looking to improve. Unfortunately, he actually gets bumped back as he goes down to 21st. Here is Jonathan Goke in the number 8 car. I love that car. It's like a Rainbow Warrior paint scheme from Jeff Gordon. Really cool Indianapolis car. We'll get everybody's predictions on who we think we're going to win, who we think will win here in just a few minutes. Right now, it's number 87 on top of the board. Justin Michael currently first. Scott Brinson is in third. Keith Maya Otto, and I know I'm butchering that again, is in second. And Raybon is in third or fourth. Here comes Goat, though, about to put down a lap, and he will start his green flag lap. Let's hop on board here at Indianapolis and get a good look at the steering wheel and all that good stuff as we stay in qualifying. You guys just about done with qualifying. 5 minutes left, and we will wrap qualifying up here and go green. 200 laps are on schedule for tonight here at Indianapolis. The Indianapolis 500. This is the third time this league has ran this, and I was sitting there reading earlier today about it. And this league's been around for a while. I believe they're getting ready to start their 9th season. This is actually their 18th race this season. So keep in mind that. Also, there is a DQ limit. If you have 17 incident points, you are disqualified from the race. To be honest, if you have 17 incident points, you're probably not going to win anyway, but you never know, you may have a good finish. So, let's look here. Who was that? I was just reading that out. There we go. They do have one fast repair, so that's always a good thing. I didn't realize that. And I believe that's pretty much it. Let me check the weather real fast. Track temp, cool down. Tyler, you know, dynamic skies, track's going to cool down, and that's going to create a lot of grip as well.
Yeah, it will. Honestly, I don't really expect a whole lot of shade until, you know, later in the race. But I think, you know, at the start it's going to be slick.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what side the shade comes in. I'm not sure if it comes in from turn 1 and 2. I'm thinking it's turn 1 and 2. Do you know for sure what side? I'm not real sure.
I thought it was 3 and 4, but I could be wrong.
I don't know either. I may be wrong. But yeah, if anybody's in the chat, maybe you can correct that and let us know what side the shade actually does come onto the track. That will help these cars get a little bit more grip on track. Jonathan Goke right now showing in second spot. Let's see if he can jump up and take the pole. And he does jump up. He takes the new pole here at Indianapolis. What a run for Jonathan Goke in that number 8 car, currently first on the board. We do got Jeff Webker out on track as well. But right now, that Rainbow Warrior Indy car, I guess we could say, is currently first. And Jeff Webker puts down a 17th place lap. Real fast, let's finish watching Jonathan looking to improve. 39.876, working out of turn 4. Look at that speed, 230 miles an hour. Tyler, you ran this car a few times as Goat does actually improve to an 8.65, but you ran this car a few times. Now, you ran it at a different track. I do want to mention that. What was the biggest challenge you had driving these cars?
Honestly, drafting.
Yeah, and that creates the aero push like we mentioned earlier. You mentioned you're going to have to back up a little bit. We're just going to have to wait and see how it all plays out here at the start. Like you mentioned, you wouldn't go aggressive. I wouldn't go aggressive. I'm not sure exactly what Connor would do. And I think Connor is back. I didn't actually see you back in here. I apologize. Did you find out anything?
I'm back. I have not. I'm still working on it, but I will be right back.
He'll find stuff out throughout the race. That's the good news when we got him and he can move rooms and stuff. So we will find out a lot more information and stuff throughout the race. Jonathan Goat jumps up to the top of the board. Might as well call him Jonathan Goat because right now he's the best in here. Jeff Webker appears to be in 13th now. He does qualify in 13th. We do got one other car out on track. Cameron, I'm not going to butcher his name. Maybe you know how to say it. The 51. Baustin? Maybe?
That's how it looks to me.
That's how it looks to me. I'm not real sure either.
Boston?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and butcher that name. We're not real sure how to say it. We're from Tennessee, so we're not really sure. But Connor's working on that. Tyler, I know you've been looking forward to this race. This is your first Indianapolis 500 race. Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to in this?
Honestly, I'm just I'm hoping for a good race, a good clean race.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. Usually, you know, we do have cautions in this race, but my biggest thing, I want everybody just to finish. You know what I mean?
How many cautions do you think there'll be, honestly?
Honestly, man, I ran last year's Indianapolis race. I'm going to buy last year. Now, I'm not saying these guys are that bad because there's not. There's actually some really good drivers in here. I'm still going to say at least 6. Do you have an up and down on that?
I'm gonna guess 11.
11. Interesting. I like the call though. Aggressive. Yeah, I think the money's going to change people's minds, man. To be honest,
I do believe, you know, at the start there's going to be over half the drivers are going to be aggressive.
Yeah, and that's money changed people's minds.
Yeah.
You know this as well as anybody. Money will change people. Anyway, and I mean, $100 to win a sim race, and it might not seem like a ton, but $100 to come on iRacing and win a race, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that could get something paid. That's like 5 months, 6 months of iRacing subscription if you want it. So anyway, qualifying is going to be done. Jonathan Go's going to pick up the pole award winner here. And we're actually going to bring him in and talk to him once I figure out what I'm doing. If I can bring him in, that is. Let me see. Is he actually in here? I'm not sure if Jonathan Goke is in the TeamSpeak. Trying to find him. I do not see him. So what I'll do, as the grid starts to take place here on the track, we'll look here at your grid for now. Jonathan Goat, Justin Michael going to be rolling off second. In row number 2, we got Keith Mariotto, Scott Branson. Row number 3, we got Rick Ravon and Chris Walker. Row number 4, we got Nate Seifker and Ernie Ludwig. In row number 5, we got Jeff Hollingsworth, Ronnie Osmere. Tyler, why don't you try taking it from here, starting in row number 6?
Row number 6, we got Captain Will Kirk and Kieran Brugelli.
Yeah, I'm not real sure.
Row number 7 is Jeff Wupker and Adam Baker. Row number 8, Byron Rodney and Mike Grandy. Row number 9, Chris Simard and Mark Walker. Row number 10, Timothy Bates and Eric Steinmetz. Row number 11, Andy Yerk and Chris Bond. Row number 12, Cameron Boston and Kevin O'Brien. Row number 13, Bob Riley and Raul Alvarez. Row number 14, Paul Kumrai and Robert Dudley. Row number 15, Jeff Sharp and Johnny Antonucci. I'm sorry for butchering that name. Row 16, Bobby O'Neill and Dan Neese. And Cody Dempster and Kerry Cleveland.
We actually only have 33 cars actually rolled off, I do believe.
All right, I'm back.
Okay, did you find out anything?
Yes, full tank.
Oh, okay, so it is a full tank. Okay, awesome. I was actually trying to get Jonathan Goke. I don't think he's actually in the TeamSpeak. I was going to interview him. I couldn't find him, so hopefully we'll get him in. If he does have a good finish, we'll bring him in. But he's going to bring us to the green flag. Right now, working the pace laps here in Indianapolis. About to get the 3rd annual Top Fuel Indianapolis 500 underway. Once again, you can check all these guys out on Facebook and all that good stuff. They're actually in their 8th season. I can't remember exactly when their 9th season starts. It's not far because I believe this is race number 18 out of 20. So they're not very far from end of this season. And of course, I think they have next week off because Memorial Day, or they're just taking some time off for a week. But then they actually go road course racing. I can't remember exactly what track off the top of my head, but it is to the road course for these guys here in a couple of weeks.
I was going to ask you, who's your pick to win?
Yeah, pick to win. Man, I don't really have a favorite. I'm just going to go with Captain Will Kirk. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Jonathan Goke.
Connor, who do you got?
I'm going to go with Nate Seifker.
Let me ask you a question. I know you race with these guys. You're secretly hoping one of these guys wrecks. Don't even lie.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping somebody wrecks. I'm not going to say who.
You don't want to say who, but I got you. No, I know. About to go green here in just a few minutes. Actually, I'm kind of going for Byron as well because he is an ESPN driver. But here we go. About to kick off this Indianapolis 500. The pace car pulls off. The green flag about to come out, and we are green flag here from Indianapolis.
Grab a Popeye after we're green here at the Brickyard.
I don't know where that noise came from. We are green flag. That was weird. That was, wow, something came out of my daggone TV. That was the loudest thing I ever heard in my life. We are watching a battle right now for, it appears to be, position is 2nd place at the moment. That is, now actually take that back.
Here
Let's
comes
jump up.
Keith Miato on the inside. He's looking to get the position away from Jonathan Goke as he does going into turn 3.
Yes, Scott Brinson going to go to the point right now, and Jonathan Goke going to fall back.
My bad, Scott Brinson.
You're good. Scott's going to fall back, or Jonathan's going to fall back to 2nd spot. He's going to try to get the run coming off turn number 4. Now looking to the inside. Let me ask you, Connor, how do you go about trying to keep the lead here? I know this draft is so big. How do you going to go about trying to keep that lead if you're out front? Because right now we're just swapping back and forth.
Hug that right line the best you can.
There you go. And, of course, you'll see cars weaving back and forth on the straightaway trying to break the draft as well. We'll probably see it right here. Everybody right now doing a really good job kind of staying single file. Here comes Scott looking back to the inside now of that number 8 machine. And he will take that spot away going into turn number 3.
Yeah, Scott Brinson in the lead going into turn 4 right now. Jonathan Goke in second, followed by Keith Miato in third.
Yeah,
Chris Walker fourth, and rounding our top 5 is Ernie Ludwig.
right there, you mentioned it. We actually seen Scott do a little bit different coming off turn 4. He was actually able to defend the inside. Oh, not to squeeze up, but Jonathan Goat may be able to take it. He will take it. Let's jump back just a little bit. Let's head back to the P number 17. Mark Walker just took away 16th spot from Byron Rodney. And all these guys right now single file pretty much doing their own thing. Tyler not being too aggressive here at the start.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they're not being more aggressive than what they are.
Yeah, usually the money makes people do crazy things. These guys do have one quick repair. Everybody trying to save it. Jonathan Goat back up towards the front, looking back to the inside of Brinson. Here they come across the line, pretty much dead even. Goat's going to be able to lead that lap. Has led actually all 3 laps so far as we start lap number 4. Brinson not able to get that lap just yet, but still holding strongly in the second. Battle going to be right behind them for the 4th position. This is a 3-way battle between appears Ernie Ludwig, Chris Walker, and I think that's Ronnie Osborne, I believe that was there. I see.
Correct.
That is who it is. So
The 4-car battle with Walker, Ludwig, Osmer, and Seifker.
yeah, so all these guys right here trying to work their way up through the field. It's so tough to pass. There's a good look as all the cars are single file for the most part. Brinson's the only one across the line, and he actually was able to get his first lap led here in this Indianapolis 500 race. Still got a long ways to go, 195 laps, so plenty of time to be able to make your way towards the front. Now, let me ask you a question, Connor. Track position is going to be key. We know that. We kind of spoke about it a little bit here and there. Right now, is it very important, or is it, just take it as you get it?
Honestly, it depends, honestly. Like, they can only go about 25 to 30 laps on fuel. So, I wouldn't say not this early in the race, but definitely. If you're up in the top 10, you want track position.
Yeah, Tyler, let's talk a little bit about the pit stops. We know the pit stops can hurt you if you have a speeding penalty. Most of these guys should have their pit limiter set, but for the guys that may not, a speeding penalty shouldn't kill you just yet, but it's still something you definitely want to keep an eye on, not to overshoot your pit box or anything like that.
Yeah, it can definitely hurt you, right now. But I think there's going to be a lot. I think the winner is it's going to come down to pit strategy all the way around, no matter what.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of as well. I think pit strategy, for some reason on these bigger racetracks like this, I feel like pit strategy always comes down, especially with top fuel league. Usually these guys cut it pretty close anyway. Like I said, I've only done broadcasted 2 of these races, and each time it seemed like fuel strategy was definitely something to keep an eye on as the race went on.
Do you think we're going to see anybody run out of gas towards the end?
Yes, 100%. I think something's going to happen. I think this race is going to be more dramatic, I think. I don't think it's going to be one of them races like side-by-side finishes. I don't think it's going to be that type. I think it's going to be a fuel strategy race, as we go on.
Yeah, I do as well.
So
Same here.
You do as well. So, and one thing, Connor, I don't know how many Indianapolis races you've ran. I know you ran lots of IndyCar races. These races tend to get spread out over time the longer they stay green.
Correct. Once the tires start wearing off and the green flag pit stops, it becomes more of just nutrition of just keeping your car in one piece, like I said, and just trying to get everything out of the car to get up to the next car in front of you.
Yeah, we just seen Keith take second. Another thing I want to mention, I know some of these guys back in the field we're not really talking about, but I promise there is somebody back in this field that may be back around 15th, 16th, maybe further, that we will be speaking about, because that long run is going to come into their favor where they're better on long runs just because they can handle the car better. So, and the aero. I mean, there's a lot of guys that might not be able to qualify well, but as far as race ready, they're way ahead of everybody. So we'll see how that plays out. Scott Brinson right now not exactly having the greatest time. He is in third, but he's got his hands full. Ernie Ludwig starting to work on him. That is for third place. And Chris Walker right behind him there as well as they work down the backstretch here at Indianapolis. There's a great shot at it. heading into turn 3. You can see the distance and where these guys are trying to run to help their car rotate the center a little bit better. Anybody in the chat, give us your thoughts. Who's going to walk out of here with the win here in Indianapolis? This is the biggest race these guys run all season. Who do you all think is going to get the win? This is a big race for these guys. Hey guys, you have back home. Sorry, I said her reading the chat. I wasn't. No Limit Racing Drivers. Chris Walker is one of them, of course. Here we go down the backstretch. Everybody kind of single file. And this is exactly what I don't think we really expected it, but it's the safe way of going about how they're doing things. Really, you want to make it to that first pit stop before anything starts really getting aggressive. You've got to get a feel for your car. You've got to get a feel for the other drivers as well. These guys had a practice now. I can't. It's like 2 hours and 10-minute practice, and then of course the 4-lap qualifying. But they have had a lot of practice, the race around other drivers, but all 33 have not been out on the track at the same time. Do want to mention we got one driver actually on pit road. Not sure what happened to him. He has been out there for 9 laps, and Colin Scott in the 20 appears to, I don't know what happened. They actually had a fast repair. We do got Captain Will Kirk that actually came down pit road as well. He is now back in 32nd, quite a few seconds behind this field.
And we just had a big contact here with Nate Siefker and Ronnie Osmond about a lap ago.
Oh, okay.
Almost got into each other.
Yeah, that's something that, for people that don't know open wheel cars, one, you're on edge at all times. We can hop on board and give you an idea of what it's like. But you're on the edge at all times. You make wheel contact with another car. Usually it ends pretty badly for you and them. And as close as we're running right now, it's going to be pretty bad either way. One thing I want to mention, we talked about fuel mileage. And Jonathan Goke's out front right now. He's been out front for 10 laps. His fuel is going way down quicker than the rest of these guys behind him because he has no draft. Something to think about on the longer part of the run towards the end of this race, Tyler, like we mentioned. Yeah. Something you've got to keep in mind.
Yeah, definitely. And honestly, if I was him, I would like to pit, a little bit earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to as long as we stay green. And maybe towards the end of this race, if you're going to be, right there on the edge of what you could run, it might be a good idea to possibly even get behind the car and try to save a lap or so. That could help you get to the end or try to win this thing. You never know. So that's one of the challenges at Indianapolis. Right now, we're 13 laps in. Here at Indianapolis, we're still green. Everybody pretty much single file that I see. I'm trying to see if there's any passes going on towards the back. Jump back a little bit. Timothy Bales in 15th. Remember, this is a payout race. The top 14, you have no idea who you're rooting for. And then somebody's rooting for Bates. All right, there we go. And Timothy Bates, that's actually who we're showing right now. So right now in the 15th spot, remember top 14 payout, I believe is what I said. We actually do this. There we go. Timothy qualified back in 19th, up to 15th, definitely on the March 4. So that's good for him. And I don't really have a favorite. I guess if I was to pick a favorite, Byron Rodney would be mine just because he's a broadcaster. He's usually the broadcaster of the Wednesday night series. And I know we're all rooting for him to do good. Right now he's in 18th, but I don't really have a favorite. I mean, Jonathan Goke, I got to love the car. Just because it's Jeff Gordon's old car. I don't really know. We got one car actually into the wall in second place. I don't know who that was. Really slow on track. Keith Mariotto. Yeah, and no caution's going to come out. His wing really damaged right now. You see him trying to work.
If you try to limp it back to pit road without getting any more damage.
Yeah, here's the replay coming off and just arrow push up into the wall. And now he is on the access road to pit road. That's going to... It ain't going to completely take him out. He's going to need a little bit of luck, but he's going to go multiple laps down, I would guess. He's trying to even get it back to pit road right now. We'll continue watching him as he continues to lose a lot of time here. Remember, he was up there in second place, and now that's just one of the things that happened in Indianapolis. Sadly, it could injure not just that type of wreck where you're going to lose so much time.
Yeah, it's really going to help him if he can get a couple cautions, though, coming up.
Yeah, he's definitely going to need cautions. And Connor, you can refresh me. We got another car really slow One car up in the wall. That is the 88 of Paul Crumry. He is really slow up the wall, keeping it up against the wall. This will not bring out a caution that I don't expect, but that could be another thing. But Connor, maybe you can elaborate. There is no lucky dog in this IndyCar series, correct?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to figure it out and let you know.
Yeah, I couldn't really
But I
remember
do
either.
know in this league that they have fast repairs.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's in play tonight. That's more I have to look into.
Yeah, they do have one fast repair for tonight from what I've seen as
Okay.
well. So we'll find out about the lucky dog. So unfortunately, that is 2 cars with Arrow, Paul Crumry, and now Keith as well. And then we just had another guy, the 69 of Kerry Cleaver. I think he may have just disconnected. Oh, he's back now. He just blinked out for a second. I think everybody else is good.
So, from what Crumry and Miato are both getting their damage fixed. Miato's back on track, but Crumry is still going around.
Yeah, Keith did get the fast repair, and that's, using a fast repair this early, it's something you don't really want to use early as well. Fast repair, of course, for people that don't know, it resets the car basically to a brand new car, but you're only on lap 18. You really don't want to use that fast repair this early.
No, I wouldn't use it until probably after halfway if I could.
Yeah, and, unfortunately for them 2 guys, they're going to have to use theirs because the damage was so severe. But usually if you get the smallest contact, if a caution comes out from that contact, just sit on pit road. It does take a long time to go around here under caution. You can get most of that damage repaired under caution depending on how severe it is. And, I understand if it's still green, you definitely got to use your fast repair. But starting to space out here just a little bit. So what we will do, we will step aside here for our first commercial break here on lap number 19. We'll be right back from Indianapolis. You're watching Top Fuel Indy 500 here from Indianapolis.
Are we back?
we will hop back into our commercial, and we'll be right back right after this. From Indianapolis, you're watching right after pit stops. Jonathan Goat still leading the Indianapolis 500 here on lap 23 as we work caution lap number 1, or caution number 1.
The Porsche Esports Supercar. Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close-quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion.
Welcome back in the booth. Get ready to go back green flag. Connor, why don't you bring us to the green flag this time? Hopefully these guys stay clean and green as they work through turn number 4.
Jonathan Goat got it inside with Scott Brinson on the outside. coming into turn 3 and turn 4. Got one off the track onto the right. I don't know if that'll bring out a caution delay it. But pace car's down.
Oh, there is one off the track.
And they're going. We're green.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure who was off the track there. I seen it tell. But we are green. Jonathan Goke able to get out in front. And Ronnie Osmer takes second away from Scott Brinson. They are single file up towards the front. Back in 15th, Timothy Bates. Just clearing for 15th. And up front, it is a mayhem of a mess as we'll go up into the blimp cam. There's your good look at it.
So it looks like Kerry Kleber in the 69 car got an EOL penalty. That's why he was stopped on the track.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot. Back in 10th place, Chris Smart. Taking now.
Here goes Ronnie Osmer out to the inside to the lead, going into turn 3. Passing Jonathan Goke. He's going to take the position.
Yeah, Goat now falling back to second place. Osmer takes over first. And, you know, this... Oh, I thought I heard somebody spinning. Maybe not. And here comes Goat. Back to the inside. Going to take that spot back away. This may open second. It will not. Battle's going to be right for third. Scott Brinson and Nate. Once again, I'm going to butcher his name. Siefker. There you go. Oh, there we go. Now I know how to say it the right way. Sorry, Tennessean, man, I tell you. Chris Walker, man, they're battling up front right now for that top spot as well. There's just battles all over the place. I'm not really sure who to watch. Ronnie Osmer currently takes first once again. These guys are just going to keep flip-flopping back and forth, I believe, just like what we seen earlier with Scott Brinson. And right there you see that 55 went to the inside trying to guard that whole inside line. We'll see if it pays off as he's going to one. And he may actually be able to hold this. This would be impressive. Yeah, he's going to be able to hold it for now. Jonathan Goat might have something to say about it. He's going to get a big run coming through turn 2. He's going to may look to the inside. He's going to draft up to the inside. There he goes, back for the lead. Should be able to take that spot away. Everybody else right behind him, single file. Brinson now trying to hold on to third. Siefker going to be able to take that for now. Yeah, he'll be able to clear him completely and move him up third. Brinson back to fourth. Everybody else single file throughout the racetrack. We started with 50 or 48% track usage. I'm not 100% sure, but before the end of this race, or by the end of this race, we'll see it completely black. I'm not sure what that's going to do right now with the rubber on the track and the sun. I'm not sure what the temp is. Let me actually check the temp real fast. 109 degrees, so track temp's still very high here at Indianapolis. Once again, we expect that to cool down a little bit over the long run, as Goat's still able to hold on to that point right now for first place. So, there we go. As you look at second place, Ronnie Osmer, he's going to be looking to the inside here on the straightaway. The front stretch across the line, and I believe Osmer were able to lead that lap. He does lead it as they work into turn number 1. One thing about this track, and you'll see it right here going into the turn 2, as Goat's going to be able to take it, you'll see them rumble strips. Now, in the NASCAR Cup cars and stuff like that, and any of the stock cars, you can actually touch them a little bit and it won't affect you. Not so sure about these cars. That's one thing you don't want to touch. Would that be correct, Connor?
When I was running official over the last couple of days before I started back in Randy, I noticed that you could run under rumble strips, but I don't think it's a very good idea. We definitely don't want to touch the grass.
So we got a three-way battle for the lead. Yeah, definitely never touch the grass in any car. That's always deadly. Jonathan Goke able to hold that steal for now, as everybody else kind of still single file behind him. Ernie Ludwig looking to the inside. He's going to slide up in front of Mark Walker and take that over. We got one car off the track.
Oh, they Siefker in the grass.
Yeah, he went way through the grass. And we'll see what happened. Tyler, be the judge. What do you think happened on that? Let's see what happened.
Let's see here. Oh. It looked like he honestly just swerved over to keep from hitting the other guy, but I mean, it could be Arrow. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it looked like he just turned a little too sharp when the guy bounced off the wall a little bit. I'm not sure if that's going to do damage. Who was that he tried to avoid? Was that Ronnie?
Correct.
I don't know. I'm trying to look at his card. I can't tell.
It was Ronnie.
Yeah, there's a little bit of damage right there on that card. Not a lot, but there is a little bit. Not sure what that's going to do to the wing. Yeah, it's a little bit crinkled. It ain't too bad. I don't think it's going to affect it that much. We'll just have to keep an eye on him. Chris Walker battling as we got. Actually, Nate is very slow now. He's not slow by any means, but seems like he's not fully up to speed of where he could be. Let me check this lap for him.
So it looks to me as he was trying to avoid Ronnie and overcorrected with the wheel. It just got him loose into the grass.
Yeah, that's a very, that's where we've seen the first wreck happen. That's just one of the places, man, that turn 2, it seems like that's where you have most of your incidences at Indianapolis. Even out of turn 4, you see more wrecks out of turn 2 that I've noticed than anywhere else on the track.
Correct. Either turn 2 or turn 4.
Yeah.
But it looks like his car's up to speed, so it looks like it didn't affect it that much.
Yeah, it don't look like he's going to be slow. He's still running in 5th place, so he should be good to go. Let's take a look back towards the back. I'm not sure how many cars we actually got out. Just one car currently out. We do got a couple cars 4 laps down with Kenny Cleaver. Of course, he had the incident where he flipped about 50,000 times. And then the 82 is actually 2 laps down. And Paul Crumride, he may have actually left. I'm not seeing him now.
We currently have 29 cars on the lap.
29 cars on the
28
lap.
cars on the lap.
Yeah.
What 9 running?
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien 1 lap down. So we'll see how that plays out. Here comes Nate, by the way. This is battle for 4th place. Tyler going to be looking here probably to use that draft to get around. By the way, he's running a Scooby-Doo paint. I just want to mention that.
Putt boy.
Wait, what? Is that what I seen on the Facebook today? I seen somebody say something like that. That was funny. He's going to use that draft to get around. It appears to in turn 1. And there he goes, taking that spot away. So we're on lap 36. Kind of getting a little bit of a breakaway here. Top 3 kind of checked out, which we are not surprised. This is kind of what happens during these Indianapolis races. Usually you see cars starting to check out, and then you got another group of cars, but still one big pack here with this second group. Everybody's just single file, trying to get everything they can. Remember, we've been now green for 14 laps since they actually since they was on pit road. We're not 100% sure on exact fuel mileage, but you said it was around what, like 25?
25 to 30.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Byron Rodney looking to try to take position number 13. There's a good look at that car. I'm sorry, he's trying to take position 14. And it appears that he may have it. I apologize, he is back to 16th. I apologize about that. He is back to 16th. I thought he was 15th, and now I thought he was 14th. I'm all over the place. Adam Baker, Ernie Ludwig. This right here for 11th. Down the back stretch. We are 38 laps in. Coming to lap 39. And it appears that Baker's going to be able to keep that for now. Down the straightaway. Let's hop on board and get a ride around in traffic with a lot of these guys. Oh, almost contact. Ronnie Osmer almost making contact with Chris Walker. Had to really get out of the gas as you see them. Let me ask you another question, Connor. We're seeing these guys right now running in 5th gear. Are you going to switch up to 6th gear while you pass, or are you just going to stay in 5th?
From my perspective, I keep him in 5th until I get up to the draft and I'm running in 6th. I kind of am the person where I switch back and forth from 5th to 6th. With the aero push and the way that the cars drive in the draft, if it will let me get down to 4th gear, I will switch it down to 4th gear to get a little bit more to get the RPMs up and revving so it feels like it's got speed, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Jeff Hollingsworth, go around him, no limit driver. One thing I've noticed, we were sitting here looking at it, Ronnie Osmer's car really tight, and I believe, is that the same car that we just talked about that had that wing damage? I cannot remember. But he's really pushing up. He's actually falling back now. He is showing in 8th place now, getting passed by Chris in that number 27 car. So Ronnie right now definitely not where he wants to be as he continues to drop back. A 41.9 compared to the later 40.07 or 40.70. A little bit faster this lap, but still almost a second off the pace compared to our leader. Keep in mind clean air and stuff like that, of course. So, but he does seem like he's a little bit off the pace. That car not wanting to get down to the bottom at all in any of these turns. And there you have it again. Who is that right there behind him now? Mike Grandy. Haven't spoken a lot about Mike. He's back in 9th place. And then Mark Walker as well, back in 10th. Once again, payout for this race, $615 total dollars for race purse. $100 going to first place. Rumble strips at Indy equals instant death. Goku's going to be tough to beat. Race with him in a regular iRacing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that name not only from here, but I feel like I've raced with him before.
He's ran Lionheart.
Maybe that's where I've heard him from.
I think Indy Elite Series. So yeah, he's really good. He's a really good IndyCar driver.
Right.
Like it's gonna be tough to beat him tonight, if anything. He's won 8 of the last Indy 500s on iRacing.
Really?
Correct.
Wow. Won 8 of the last 8 of the last Indy 500. That's impressive.
The way he's got that lead now, it's gonna be tough for someone to beat him.
Well, Tyler, your pick might be paying off right now. Jonathan Goke sitting up in first, out by 1.8 seconds. What are you seeing so far from that number 8 car?
He's looking really good. His car seems to be handling good. He's got the speed.
Yeah, and he's able to keep the bottom. I know the clean air. I'm not sure. You know, I know the aero push, but clean air I know is a big thing here in Indianapolis because of the aero. But you know, we're seeing other car. We got a car possibly crashing. Yeah, big wreck behind them. This is multiple cars, I believe. Yeah, we got a car upside down, and multiple cars flipping, and I believe this happened right in the middle. Yeah, right in front of this big pack. Chris Walker and Mike Grandy, and there's your wreck, and then multiple cars going to fall into this, I do believe. Oh yeah, 4 or 5 cars was involved. Wow, one more look. Let's go to the blimp cam and see if we can see a better view. There's your wreck, and then from there, they just keep piling in behind him. Oh, okay. Well, that was good.
So who wrecked?
It was Mark Walker and Mike Grandy. The 52 and the 00, and there was multiple cars also involved with him behind that. You know, every time we get close to a green flag stop, a caution comes out.
It looks like on my screen. It looks Mark thought he could take the position going into 3, and the guy in front just came down.
Yeah, that's exactly what I see as well.
If you think the one thing about IndyCars, if you think you have an opening going to a corner, it's probably best not to stick your nose in there.
Yeah, you definitely make a good point. Let's see. Let me try to get another view of this. Alright, Mike's in the 52 in that green and yellow car. Yeah, the purple car looked like he was just carrying too much speed, which was Mark Walker. Looked like he was just carrying too much speed. Tyler, what do you think? Looked like he tried to get to the inside, carrying a lot of speed, and probably should have backed out that one a little bit.
Yeah, I would have definitely backed up my corners on that. He was carrying too much speed in.
Yeah, and honestly, I think even if he, you know, he may have gotten into him either way, but looked like you're right, Connor, as well. Just stuck his nose probably where he shouldn't have at that time.
Correct.
And unfortunately, it brings out our second caution here on lap 45. We do got a cars on pit road, and I know you're wanting to interview somebody. Let's make sure pit stops get done, and you can bring them up and interview them.
I'm going to bring up Nate Stiefker and ask him what happened between him and Rodney Osmer right here really quick.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Connor. I'll head in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
What exactly happened with you and Ronnie Osmer there about 10, 15 laps ago?
Ronnie hit the wall, and I was gonna go below him, and I guess Ronnie had some sort of damages. He was trying to save it, and he went down my path, and so he got yanked to the left, and somehow I saved it and blew through the grass. I bet it looked really cool.
So pretty much you had a Rut Roy moment there.
Yeah, the good old Scooby-Doo mystery machine. She had a rut row moment, and thankfully it didn't turn into a bigger rut row. Thankfully, we'll get some Scooby snacks in this thing, and we'll see if we can catch these bad guys and take some masks off.
So another question for you here.
What's up?
Jonathan Goke looks like he's running away with this thing. Do you think you have anything for him?
Oh, I mean, me and Ronnie were right with him during that little bit that I was at the front. You know, I think I got a great car. The Scooby-Doo machine. There's no mystery about it. She's a fast thing. But you know, I think he's definitely the guy that's, you know, he's been leading the race so far. You know, he looks strong out there. You'd be curious to see what you know I can do. You know, I went back a ways in that mess and clawed my way back up to fourth for that pit stop. So it's just gonna be a matter of making my way and timing the runs here. But you know, I think, you know, got to dispose of a couple guys to get to the front, and you know, we'll work with Jonathan and get him out of the way later. But you know, it's still early. We're on lap 46. It's no need to be raising any alarms yet. So if it was probably 100 laps fast forward from now, I'd probably be thinking about how to pass it. But right now, I'm just trying to survive and get to the end now.
Adam, Tyler, got any comments?
I got one question. It seems like the air is really what's helping Jonathan. I'm not sure, but the aero push always big here at Indy, and he just mentioned how quick Jonathan is. Do you think that has a lot to do with it? He's out just in clean air?
Yeah, clean air definitely helps. I mean, when I was running by myself towards the end of that stint, you know, on worn tires, it's easy flat. So if you're the leader, it's easy flat all the way around right now. When you're behind somebody, it definitely gets a little dirty air. During the Indy 500 races this weekend, that's official on iRacing, you know, that was the main thing. You could race for about 10 laps, but once 10 laps got there and you could get enough of a gap, you can really work the air really well. So we've had 2 nice green flag runs. It looks like Jonathan's able to do that exact same thing with the air. If he can keep somebody behind until about 5 to 10 laps,
Right.
He looks like he's really strong. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if he can continue to use it, and how he does if somebody does get in front of him and starts working in the air like he does, and see if he can get to the front. I think that'll be a major talking point for you guys. See if once he get behind somebody, if he can
Yeah, it's
get back
definitely
to the
interesting
front.
seeing that. So, yeah, man, that's all I got for you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Anything else you got, Connor?
No.
All right. We'll move him back down, and we'll probably be talking to you here soon. All right. So, yeah, like that was an interesting interview because, like we mentioned, the clean air, it really seems like, you know, that's where you want to be, but we keep seeing it on these runs where we're seeing, you know, Jonathan, he does have competition at the start of the race or at the start of the run, but it seems like it kind of goes away and he's able to pull out. Tyler, are you seeing that as well? Are you seeing anything else?
No, I'm seeing exactly like you said. You know, the longer the race goes, it just seems like he pulls away with it.
Yeah, and I you know, right now, do you expect anything to change at the moment? I mean, we're only 47 laps in. Do you expect anything to change at the moment, or is it still going to be the same what we're seeing up front? I mean, we're seeing a lot of racing towards the back.
I think we're going to see about the same up front. I'm anxious to see how aggressive they are on this restart.
Yeah, and that's something, you know, like he mentioned, you know, if it was, you know, 150 laps into this race, I think that's where he said that he would start, you know, trying to figure out what he needs to do in order to try to get around him. So, yeah, I mean, we're almost a quarter of the way through the race already, and we're seeing exactly kind of like what we thought we would see. We do got 2 cautions, and Connor, we didn't get your take on this. Tyler asked it at the start of the broadcast. Over and under on 6 cautions. How many cautions do you think we'll have? I predict 6. I think. Tyler said 11. How many do you think?
7.
You say 7. See, 7's a good number.
Maybe 5.
7's a good number.
I have a feeling we're going to get a little bit of green flag runs in. I'm sorry.
I just want to point this out. Right now, we're on track, boys, for my prediction. We're averaging 2 cautions for 50 laps. So right now, I'm right. So You know, if I win, y'all losers. I'm just gonna be honest. All right, pace car pulls in. Green flag about to come back out. Jonathan Goat going to try to continue leading this race, and we are green flag here once again in Indianapolis for Top Fuel Racing, and he is pretty much checked out already. Battle going to be right now for second place. We haven't really spoken about Rick Ravon in second, but not going to be able to hold second as Nate able to get around him. And Scott Brinson now trying to work around third place.
Yeah, Rick Raven had a really, really bad restart there. But Nate Seifker was able to capitalize as he's looking to take the lead away from Jonathan Goke, and he's going to into turn 3.
Yep.
Rick Raven looks like he's capitalizing now.
Now here's what we'll see. If Rick can get around Jonathan, that's what we'll start to see if Jonathan, what he's able to, what a run he just had. Good Lord, out of turn 4. Jonathan going to look back to the inside. That's impressive. And Jonathan back to the lead, almost making contact there for second. Rick Ravon trying to get second away, and does take it away. We'll see for how long, as the draft really going to play a factor here going down the end. And both of them going to pull out. Wow.
Yeah, Rick Raven looked like he just about clipped Nate Seifker's nose off, but to me it just seems like they can get up into the corner, but most of the runs are going to happen out of 4.
Yeah, that's where it seems like a lot of them happens. And here goes Jonathan looking back to the inside. The only way, oh gosh.
3 wide.
3 wide for the lead. Jonathan Goat going to capitalize, and he's going to take back over first place. Nate going to be able to squeeze into second, and we're single file here once again. Back to about 15th as we got one car way outside. That is Bud Rodley, I believe is how you say his last name. Contact between, not sure who that is, up in that outside lane. It actually was him, I believe. It came down on Keith. Oh, I forgot Keith's back in this race, by the way. And back on the lead lap, by the way, we might add. He was involved in that first caution. Now showing in 16th place. Got to be careful. We got one car wrecking into pit road. Caution should fly. Caution does come out. Cameron.
Oh, that's 3.
Car. Yep, that is 3. Let's see what happened here. There was definitely contact coming out of turn number 4. Oh, one car actually came down. Okay, that may have been netcode there. I'm not sure how he wrecked. Tyler, what
that looks like really, really bad.
Yeah, I think that was netcode as well.
Oh
yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's probably the worst netcode we've ever seen. Holy cow. Wow.
Am I the only one who sees that? It looked like he net coded into the pit lane, and then net coded back on the track, and then collected some other car next to him. I don't know who the other car is.
I don't know what just happened. Yeah, that was strange.
It looks like he collected carry when he came back, so maybe a connection issues.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of connection issue there. I don't see. And unfortunately, that's going to take out that one car that hit him because, if I'm not mistaken, he don't have a fast repair. Wow. All right, so caution number 3 comes out on lap number 52 now. Let's see. We've been out there for 7 laps. What do you think? Pit stops here? Tyler, what would you do?
I would pit.
Yeah, Connor, you see him hitting pit road as well?
I would say pit, top it off, and go.
Yeah, might as well go ahead and get your gas. And just in case it does come down to a field mileage race, you just never know. So go ahead and take it. We'll see how this plays out. Make sure these guys are going to come down pit road.
I'm going to bring somebody up for an interview. And again, I'm curious as to what happened.
Yeah, that was strange.
But once they come down pit road, we'll pull somebody up.
Jonathan Goat might be the only one. There's a couple other ones coming out. Okay, one thing.
Oh, wow.
That was a late call by Nate. A bunch of other cars stayed out. Well, this is interesting. Jonathan going to be back in some traffic. Oh, I like it. That's what I want to see. Put him back there in the back.
To make things interesting.
Yeah, put him in the back. Let's see what he can do. Rick Ravon does stay out. Scott Brinson elects to stay out as well, and a bunch of others. We'll find out how many exactly stayed out here in just a second. But first, pit stops. just a FYI, it appears that 11 cars stayed out. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and do one, you can go ahead.
I'm waiting for him to pit.
Oh, okay.
That's pit yet.
That's fine.
But I will bring somebody up really quick.
Yeah, like Scott or like Sam said, he's done a lot of broadcasting that he's never seen that. Yeah, that's a pretty bad net code, man. That was pretty brutal.
Yeah, that was one of the worst that I'd seen.
Yeah, I've been broadcasting now for 3.5 years, something like that, 3 years, and I've never seen a net code that bad.
All right, how about we talk to Scott Brinson really quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Scott Brinson, this is Connor up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, Connor. What's going on?
What was with that caution?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
Well,
All right, well, how about we ask you this? Goat pitted, you stayed out.
Yeah, I figured we'd switch it up a little bit here. I figured there'd be some people behind me that would stay out, and I really didn't want to fall back in the middle of all that traffic. I was a little unhappy that I fell back as far as I did, so I decided to make an executive decision early on.
let me ask you a question real fast. You stayed out on that pit stop like you just mentioned. It seems like the car is running fine, like it's fast, but it seems like you have a little bit of trouble sometimes at some points during the longer part of the run to get that car exactly to the bottom where you want it to be.
Yeah, it just depends on how hard I am on the tires and how many cars are in front of me. When there's just one car in front of me, I seem to do a little better than when I got multiples in front of me. But I'm learning as we go along here, and long race. We still got 147 laps to go, so
For sure.
I'm just learning right now and pacing myself and trying to save some of the bullets for later in the gunfight, if you know what I mean.
I got you, man. Connor, any more questions?
No, I'm gonna try to get more of a camera here really
Okay,
quick.
we'll move Scott back.
Hey,
Oh, go ahead.
before I go here, I just want to say hi to my mom and the rest of my family and the kids who might be watching in Indiana. And I want to give a shout out to my girlfriend Brittany, who's sitting over here next to me, piloting with me
You got a
tonight.
crew chief.
I love you very much, honey. And I just want to thank all the drivers for coming out and supporting this race and allowing us to do this. This is a pretty cool thing, and filling it up like we do, and the response that I've gotten, pretty awesome. So thanks to them, and also thanks to the fans, and of course thanks to you guys up here in the broadcast booth for covering the race tonight. And I also want to send a shout out to our buddy Tony. I told Tony we'd give him a shout out. Tony, glad to hear you got the new job, man, and I'm rooting for you, and we missed you here. You need to get your ass back here on Wednesday nights, man.
There you go. Scott Brinson, everybody. We'll move him back down. And,
All right, buddy.
All right, buddy. Move him back
Thanks.
down. Thank you. I hope I moved him to the right room, by the way. Yeah, I did. And you can bring up Cameron as well. There you go.
Cameron, this is Connor head up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, I gotcha.
What happened there?
You know, I'm not really too sure. I think what probably happened was Raul seemed like he had slid off to the side there.
Because on our screen it looked like a big 2 to 3 foot net code.
Oh, is that right? It looked like netcode?
Oh, yeah.
looked like
oh,
about a-
yeah.
Oh, yeah, net code.
Yeah, there was probably...
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think that Raul was maybe having a little bit of trouble controlling his car. I'm not sure if he chose to keep from using his fast repair, but I thought that maybe he was having a little bit of trouble controlling it on the straightaways and just got down into me.
Real fast, you've been running back there. You kind of just mind your own business right now. I know you had to use the fast repair there, but is that mainly what you're doing, just riding back here for now until the later part of this race where you can really start getting aggressive?
Yeah, you know, I was really trying to make sure that I didn't use my fast repair until about, maybe 50 to 25 to go, somewhere in there. Just really wanted to conserve and stick around for the last part of the race.
Yeah. Connor, any more questions for him?
Nope.
All right, I'll let you come back down because I'm not sure where we're recording from. So there you go. Talking to Cameron. Yeah, that was definitely netcode. I know it may have been different a little bit on his screen, but from what we all agree here, all three of us, that was probably the worst netcode. I think even the chat agrees. Probably the worst netcode iRacing has ever seen. So we're about to go back green. We're on the back stretch right now. About to go back green. It's going to be interesting to see Johnson Goat. Tyler, your pick. Going to be starting in the middle of this pack. How do you think he'll do here?
I think I give him 5 laps. He's back up front.
5 laps. I think that's a little friendly.
I say 5 to 7 laps.
Oh, especially you say he's going to Kyle Busch it.
Yeah.
I say 10 laps, but it's gonna be a pain.
So you say 10. I'm saying
Yes.
it now. He don't make it back up towards the front right now.
So you're saying he wrecked?
No, I'm not saying he wrecks. I say he'll ride right through there. Maybe get to 5th. I don't see him getting the lead right away. Not in no 5 to 10 laps. I say we at least run a long run. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I could be wrong. Green flag back out. Rick Rabon, Scott Brinson. I'm doubting Jonathan, I know, and that's probably a bad idea. But, you know, we'll see. Battle for second. Scott Brinson, Ronnie Osborne. Scott going to be able to clear him for now going into turn 2. As we work out of turn 2, Scott is going to be able to clear that 55 car for now. Wow, and Rick going to be dropped way to the bottom. Okay, look, I want to take back what I said. I got a feeling Jonathan may actually be catching up. I think he's just back here watching right now. Rick Rabon trying for the lead. And we'll see if the run happens. We may be looking at 3 wide across the line. See, oh, a little block put on, 2 wide across the line. Rick Rabon able to lead that lap. Give him 5 laps led here for tonight. And, well, Jonathan Goke on his way back up towards the front. Sitting in 8th, in that 8 car, looking to take 7th away. Interesting to see how that car drives in traffic. And there's another look at it, taking 7th, now looking for 6th, now looking for 5th as well. Are you going to turn 3? And it was a matter of time with them fresh tires, and that's what I'm going to say. That's why he's getting back up through there, even though it's probably not. He's trying to take. Wow, he's trying to make his pass on the outside. This is
Nate Seeger having a really bad restart.
yeah, a little bit of contact by the way between them two. But you are right. Nate has dropped back now. Well, he really ain't done much. Back to 12th. Hasn't really progressed any whatsoever. Battle up front: Rick Rabon, Scott Brinson, and we can throw in Ronnie as well in this mix. I was going to throw all the top 5 of these guys in this mix because here comes Jonathan Goat looking underneath Andy Yerk. Andy's a good driver, by the way. I broadcasted a couple races for him. He's doing a pretty good job right now, running in 5th place. And Jonathan Goat now running in 3rd. Okay, look, I may have been completely wrong, guys. It's took me 5 laps to get up to 3rd so far. Yeah,
he's on a mission tonight.
Yeah, he's got his. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. I'm not even commentating anymore. He's now trying to take 2nd away from Scott Brinson. He's going to do that. He's looking to take 1st away, and he's probably going to be able to get 1st here on the backstretch, I would guess. Jonathan Goat, Rick Rabon for the lead. Rabon with a good run on exit of turn 2. He's going to go to the inside. I don't think Goat cares. He's going to go to the outside. Probably going to take the lead here within 6 laps of Indianapolis as Tyler's over here celebrating. You enjoy seeing that, though.
Yeah, I do, 100%.
That is a lot of power. I'm just going to be honest. He is showing dominance here tonight. And, you know, by any means, we don't play favorites in the broadcast whatsoever. He might not be able to lead this lap, though. You mentioned it. You said how many laps? 7?
7.
You said 7. So did he lead that lap? He didn't lead the lap, but he is side by side. This is lap 7 now. We'll see if he's able to take it away. On the high side of exit of turn 2. Oh, he's going to get a big run here. Watch for a crossover. No, he ain't going to cross him over.
Rick looks like he's protecting that low line right now and just doing what he can to keep him behind him.
Definitely a smart play. One thing you might be able to do later on in this race, and Rick able to nose him out right there. We may see a crossover here. We'll expect Rick to guard that low line once again. And there you go, having it go on low line across the stripe. Who's going to lead the lap? It's going to be Jonathan Goat leading that lap. Tyler, you was correct. It took 7 laps for him to get back in the lead. And I'm completely wrong. That's normal. So there you go. He clears him. Wow. From, what was it, 12th to 1st in total of 8 laps. 1 going around.
Oh, we got a wreck.
Yep, that is Ronnie Osborne going around. Caution flag going to come out as that is just a spin. I believe a single car wreck. Looks like somebody got definitely to the back of him. Tyler, what do you see here?
Oh, yeah, he got
Oh, yeah, he got to the back of him. Who was that? I'm thinking that might have been, was that the 9? It was the 9. Captain Will Kirk got into the back of him just a little bit. Actually, what I'm seeing is Osborne checked up a little bit, getting the wall, and Captain just got in the back of him, unfortunately. Yeah, and you mentioned Nate. He did finally work his way back up a little bit after that. Now showing in 7th after this caution. So we'll take a break, guys. We'll come right back right after this from Indianapolis. I got to go grab a drink.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Back here once again at Indianapolis. As soon as I find out where my logo is, I'll pop it up on the screen. Top Fuel Indy 500, the third annual here tonight for these guys. Out front, Jonathan Goke, surprise, like 52 laps at a 65. He restarted 12th, drove back up in 8 laps, and congratulations, back up in the front. Tyler's over here with a big smile on his face because he already knew it. 7 laps, I might add. But real fast, want to give a shout out to somebody, Sage Karam, who usually runs in this league. Connor, I'm sure you've raced with him. IndyCar driver, most people know. Wishing him luck this weekend. Indianapolis 500. He was able to make it. I know he had some problems with qualifying. I actually watched it, but some of it anyway. So wishing him luck, and hopefully he does well. Very good driver.
Yeah, good luck, Sage. We can all be there pulling for you.
Yeah. I've never been to Indianapolis. I've always wanted to go. But if I went, it would be for Indy 500. I wouldn't want to go see a stock car race here just because I think it's kind of boring. I mean, personally. But, anyhow, about to go back green flag. Jonathan Goke on the inside line that you see. And Rick Ravon, Scott Brinson, Andy Yerk, and Nate Cypher. I probably pronounced it wrong again. Green flag about to come back out. And we are green flag back here again. Indianapolis. And everybody shuffling for position. Connor, is there a could we see wheel spin happen here later on, you think, possibly? I know we haven't seen it so far. Big wreck behind him. Caution flag going to come back out. Ronnie Osmer goes around, and unfortunately, I don't think he has a fast repair.
Yeah, I
There's
believe he's...
netcode.
Oh, his tire is gone.
I think that was netcode again.
Somebody has a souvenir in the stands.
Wow. Okay, so netcode number 2. Tyler, what do you see here? I mean, we're pretty much seeing it.
You know, that's just horrible. You know, I feel bad for the guy that it happened to. I'd be really mad. I can't believe that netcode is that bad here tonight.
Yeah, we've seen that now. How many times is that? 2, I believe. And unfortunately, takes him out. He started 10th very fast throughout the night, and unfortunately, there's your results.
Yeah, then we're getting closer to that caution number 11.
You're going to get that right too, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm banking on it.
Yeah, I don't know why he's trying to limp it back to pit road.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, he's going to... Like I said, I'm like 90% sure that he does not have the fast repair. Because I believe he was involved
I mean, he
in
might have a fast repair left. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm
but
not either.
That car, oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. He's a turbo. Okay, yeah, you're right about missing the wheel. Yeah. What?
I'm honestly so stoked for that new damage model
Yeah.
for the next time we
Yeah, I
have
am
Indy
too.
500 for top.
Yeah, when they have that, oh my gosh, it's going to look so good. And here's the problem. He's coming up pit road. Pit road's opening for these guys.
He's going to go lap down.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go a lap down. And not only that, he may be done, period. I'm not 100% sure, yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if he can even get in this box with the way that car's driving.
It's an impressive job getting it back to pit lane, though. Trying to see if he has a fast repair. Oh, okay, he does.
He does.
Wow, never mind. I guess I'm stupid and wrong. So he'll be okay. He'll probably get back on the lead lap, I guess. He's definitely 1 lap down, but hey, now we know why he decided to drive it back instead of tow it back, I guess. I don't know how long towing would take from there, but yeah, that's what we've seen. Also, Sam, hope you enjoy the Indianapolis 500. I believe this is your first time to America, so on behalf of me, go back. I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'll make sure I give him a hard time tomorrow.
Yeah, make sure you give him a hard time because one you know, Sam, his accent. Where's he from again? I can't remember exactly. Is it Australia?
Cork, Ireland.
Ireland, that's what it was. You would think I know that. Ireland. So we know you can outdrink everybody in Indianapolis most likely. But no, seriously, have fun. And Connor's going to forget to pick you up at the airport. And you're going to have to walk to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So.
Also, top of the morning to you, there, Sam.
Sam, you should open up every broadcast like that. That would be amazing if you just randomly said top of the morning every time you came on the air. Because I'm sure that when you broadcast these late races, I think it's morning time there anyway. And also, yeah, Tony, get well. Hope everything's working out for you. I know you usually broadcast these races, or you was before Byron took most of it over while you had to deal with some things. So hopefully everything's good with you. I love when Tony broadcasts because he has the soundboard and stuff, and it's like amazing broadcast. And the soundboard's just funny. So, yeah, caution number 5 comes out, and it looks like my caution thing probably going to be on the line.
I thought this was caution 4. Am I wrong, or?
It says 5. I don't know.
Alright.
It says 5 from what I'm seeing. Still 132 laps remaining. 6 lead changes so far, though. It's been pretty good. Jonathan Goke has been the man so far of the night in that number 8 car. Rick Ravon, Scott Brinson. Let me see towards the back. Arnie Ludwig, he was actually up front there for a little while. He's now showing in 26. There's actually some really good drivers back here in the towards the back. Adam Baker is a good one. Mark Walker is another one. Jeff Webker, that's who I'm surprised hasn't had a great night. I don't know if he's just minding his own tonight or what. I got to give him a shout out, by the way. He's actually, I love the paint scheme. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what he can do. But yeah, good driver as well.
Out of everybody running in the field, I'm surprised we haven't seen. Well, there's somebody running an Alonso paint scheme.
Oh, I feel so bad for Alonso, by the way.
I'm just surprised we haven't seen anybody run
That's true.
a Hinchcliffe paint scheme.
That's true. We do have, what's his name in the Napa paint scheme?
Rossi?
Yeah, there's, I believe, Bob Riley running that one. I believe it's who it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
A lot of people running their own team paints, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Scott Brinson, you know.
Who do you think's going to actually win the real Indianapolis 500?
I'm hoping Hinch. I'm absolutely hoping
yeah.
Hinch. But hopefully they can get the car fixed over so it's not a road car like it was, but hopefully. If not, I'm hoping for either Newgarden or Rosenquist.
Who was the guy that used to drive? I haven't really watched Indy none in the last couple of years. I watched the Indianapolis 500, but who was the guy that ran the National Guard paint and got into the wall? Is that, I'm thinking that was him.
J.R. Hildebrand.
Yeah, that's it. Oh my gosh, dude, I felt so bad for him. I like
that was the same year that Dale Jr. decided he liked to run out of town and run out of gas on the last.
Yeah, I like Takamuro. Is that Takamuro? Is that how you say his name? Soto.
Takuma Sato.
What am I? Good Lord, I'm completely off the name. That's who I like. I always thought he was pretty good. I don't really have a favorite though. Sage Carib, I guess, would be a favorite just because now that I know he races iRacing. But that'd be pretty cool to see him win it. About to go back green though. We're on lap 70 of 200. Jonathan Goke, as I mentioned. Sam said he's in a dogfight with Webker. Hinch was third fastest in practice on Monday. Did not know that.
Nice.
I did not know that. They don't practice today, did they?
I don't know. But it'd be nice to see carrying one. Like I think a lot of us would be.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh
awesome.
my god.
That'd be big
I
for
don't think a lot
iRacing
of
too.
fans would be like, "Who's this guy that just won?" You know what I mean?
I'm surprised iRacing don't sponsor like an IndyCar or something for that. Like,
Right.
Probably so much money, I would guess, but
Yeah, it's a lot.
yeah. So pace car about to drop in, and we're about to go green. And we are back green flag right now. Green flag back out. And everybody going to be shuffled for position. As quick as they can. There's a great look back. Riding on board. Rick Ravon. You see the heat coming out from the exhaust. That's pretty cool. Pretty neat. You got the Scooby-Doo Nate right there in third, trying to look to the inside. It's a great camera view to look at this. And how about that? Jonathan Goat going to give up the lead. It's okay though. I'm trying to look at the...
But is it really okay?
No. Give it a second. We'll see him back up there, I'm sure. Here he comes. Back to the inside. Rick Ravon. And Goat leads that lap as well. No, Ravon actually led it. That's surprising. Battle back for 6th place, Andy Yerk. Oh, Yerk in the wall. Oh, my God. He's dead. Well, it's fun to have you here in Indianapolis. Did you see that? Andy Yerk, that was pretty brutal. The intensity's starting to pick up. We've noticed the last couple laps. He just pushed too wide. Arrow just got him, it looks like. He made contact with that Rossi car, that paint scheme.
Bob Ryle.
Yeah, there we go. And right there, and there he goes. Wow. And he actually had to tow back, so he's definitely going to be multiple laps down as the caution flag comes back out here once again at Indianapolis as Jonathan Goat's still leading the way here right now. Here's your look at your top 10 once I pop it up on the screen. That way you all can see it right now. Goat, Ravon, Michael, and the rest of them. Kirk's up to 9th or 8th. Samard's up to 9th. Pretty nice. Once again, guys, we will be live again. I'll be back here again on Thursday or Friday. I apologize. We'll be broadcasting the SRCA League, and then these guys right here are off next Wednesday, but then they are back, and I'll have to find out exactly where they was. They was at a road course. I need to find that right now. And I'll let you all know.
While you find out, I'm gonna go ahead and interview somebody.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hopefully they haven't picked it yet. Wait until they're done pitting.
Well, yeah, we'll do that, and some people staying out. Just Goat staying out. Interesting. Next race that these guys race. Actually, everybody may stay out. They race Autodroma Carlos Pace Grand Prix.
So that would be Interlagos.
Yeah, there you go. And then they round out the season at Pocono. Pocono's interesting. It's a long race there as well, 140 laps.
Yep.
Points race, of course, very tight in here. Scott Brinson leading the points, only by 1 point over Jeff Hollingsworth coming into tonight. Wow, I didn't realize it was actually that close. 1 point points lead. Keith Mulatto is in third with only 20 points behind the leader. Very, very close. Sage Karen back in 10th. Sam Cooper Bennett back in 12th, Sam, not 10th. Sam Cooper from Rated R Racing. I actually didn't know he was in that team.
Jeff Hollingsworth is kind of head up in a boot. You got a copy?
Hey man, what's going on, Connor?
What's going on? Hey, so you're currently second in the championship standings to Scott Brinson. Currently 74 laps in, almost 200. You started 9th and you're currently 4th. How's the car and what do you think about the race ahead?
The car's good. It gets tight in traffic. We all know how it drives. I just wish we could get it going and keep it going. Do some green flag stops, separate them, but it's fun, man. It's exciting. It's a big race.
You guys got anything to say?
Yeah, I was gonna, you mentioned it just now. We all know how the car handles in traffic. Is there anything you can really do to help, use that car in traffic, or is it just basically you already know what it's going to do? But is there anything you've been doing a little bit different to help, gain these positions?
Well, on the start, everybody has grip, and so right there, I went on the outside. We had a couple cars low, a couple high, and I knew it was going to stick then, so I just kept in it and picked up a couple spots. But once the tires get a little wear on them, it's pushed loose, and you just got to hope the guy behind you checks up if he needs to. And luckily, most of these guys, we've raced around each other and kind of know what to do. So I just want to keep out of it, have a great finish, and try to get them points, man. I'm really biting for this championship.
Yeah, right now you and Scott right there in 4th and 5th, so good luck with that. We'll be watching. Connor, you got anything else?
Not really, no.
All right, so I'll let you move back in. Jeff, good luck. We'll be up here watching you, man.
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Connor. Y'all take care.
Thanks, buddy. So Jeff right now running in the 4th position. And, that's one thing about this race. I know you want to run to Indianapolis, Connor, but how much do you really want to push? I know he's in a good position right now, but the bigger picture, of course, is the championship.
Yeah, if I was Jeff and wanting that championship, I would try to keep conservative a little bit, but I wouldn't try to lose as much track as you can. I mean, he started 9th. Turned out before, so I mean, he's got the speed, but it's just getting around Scott and getting around the goat.
Yeah, Tyler, I can ask you the same thing. You know about racing for championships a little bit here and there. He's running in 4th right now, 1 point behind. Actually, right now, right in front of Scott Brinson, he's 1 point behind in the championship standings. You don't want to be too aggressive, even though I know what this race pays and stuff like that.
No, just be conservative. Keep your car clean. Only be aggressive if you need to.
Yeah, that's, a good way to look at it. I think, it's going to work out as long as you're, you don't want to push the issue by anything. And like I said, I understand what the race means, but you got to look at the bigger picture. I understand that this race, has a lot of money on the line and stuff, but it's better to win a championship, in my opinion. Just going to be honest. People remember that. And yeah, I know it's the 3rd Indianapolis and people will remember it, but, people remember champions more, in my opinion. But we'll see how it all plays out. He may be able to still win the race. We just never know what's going to happen. But main goal is to finish in front of Scott. So we'll see how it all plays out. We are back on 1 to green here at Indianapolis. Let me get a look at the weather. I don't think the weather's changed at all. 107-degree track temp, still the same. So weather hasn't changed. The rubber pretty much all laid down now. I don't think that it's pretty much maxed out as far as rubber goes. I don't expect any more. Hey, I'm not that far back from P10. You're not, though. Sam, you'll probably do good at Interlagos, though. You're not bad at road courses. I'm horrible at them. I'm horrible at driving his car on a road course, though. There's so much power, I guess we could say, in the back tires. It's just insane. So here we go. Working through turn 3 and 4. About to go back green. As we watch the Porsche pace car lead us through turn 3 and 4. Tyler, do the honors, bring us back to the green.
All right. Coming out of turn 4.
Takes a minute for you guys to get started.
It does. And the pace car is dropping off. We're about to go green. Green, green, green. Let's go racing.
They stacked up on that restart.
They did stack up quite a bit on the restart. We are back green flag, and everybody going to try to get single file. We did hear Jeff mention that he wants a lone green flag run. Well, only one way to get that. We'll see if they're able to work this out and get a lone green flag run. Hopefully they are, because I would like to see a green flag pit stop as well. Everybody's still right now shuffling for that top. I don't know, everywhere you look, there's a battle on track. Here comes the pass. Nate trying to get to that inside. He is able to get to the inside. Going to be able to take the lead. Battle going to be back for third place, and Jeff Hollingsworth now takes that away. He may look here underneath Jonathan Goat. Now, we haven't really spoken a lot about Jeff. I know we just interviewed him, but he has worked his way up. He started in ninth, now looking to maybe try to get second away, as he now looks underneath Nate for that second spot, as we're nose to tail throughout the entire field. And Jeff not able to clear him just yet out of turn 1 into turn 2. And not going to be able to clear him just yet as he falls back in line. That arrow push and all that big problems. Now the battle for third. Rick Ravon trying to take that away. It's a good little breakaway. I think
the only way they're going to be able to beat Goak is if they just people work together and just try to slingshot around them and get as many people around them as possible.
Yeah, now the draft in this works a lot different, and drafting with each other works a lot different once you see the Cup cars. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Connor, because I'm not that great at the Indy car. I've won the Indianapolis 500 last year, but you probably know more about it than me. The best way to work with each other and other cars is by slingshotting back and forth, correct?
Repeat that again, sorry.
The best way to use the draft in each other's favor to work together to close the gap on the car in front of you, if there's a gap, is slingshotting back and forth, correct?
I mean, yeah, technically,
right.
But also slingshotting back and forth and doing all these crazy moves to get around people. It also helps the other cars behind you catch you.
I see what you're saying. So, unlike stock cars, these cars are completely different, but is 2 cars faster than 1, like when they're doing that, or is there a certain way you can do it to work with other guys to try to catch somebody in front of you? Or is it just stay single file? That's tough. I'm not real sure either.
It's tough. I mean, it's hard to explain. You have to get behind the wheel and figure it out.
Right.
Feel it for yourself to know. It's hard to explain in person.
Yeah.
But like what Nate's doing right now around Go, I mean, literally all it's just going to be is passing back and forth until
the tires wear in and stuff like that.
Until the tires wear in or something.
Makes sense. And here you go. Jonathan looking back, and all honestly, a lot of that may be what's saving just a little bit of gas as well, as we are on lap 81. So we're starting to get down to that time where we're starting to be seeing a little bit aggressive. It's still early, not halfway yet, but once we hit that halfway mark, we may start to see some a little bit more aggressive moves being done by some of these guys, even though we've seen quite a few already. But I expect that to pick up quite a bit in the last part of this race, the last 100 laps. Jonathan Goat back out front. We are single file now throughout the entire field. Remember, this race pays out for the top 14. Right now, Ronnie Osmer is the 14th car. I take that back. Now he just puts pass on, takes over 13th. And Jeff Sharp is in 15th, trying to get in that money position. That's a cool looking car, too. Different looking car, just a black and blue car. Anyway, running in 15th. Haven't really spoke about Jeff Sharp. Started back in 29th spot, so he's worked his way up quite a bit, Tyler. And that's something, you know, really with this race, I mean, we're 82 laps in. He's just, like you mentioned, not too aggressive, picking them off one at a time.
Yeah, it's really the best thing he can do right now is just stay conservative.
Yeah, you're not going to go from the last to first in 3 or 4 laps. So just take your time and work your way up. And he's done exactly that and done a good job, almost in that money spot. So we'll see if he's able to get there. And never know, may have something for these guys towards the end. Battle for third place, Rick Ravon trying to hold back Jeff Hollingsworth. Or trying to get around Jeff Hollingsworth, should I say. Want to mention, haven't spoken a lot about him. One of my favorite drivers in here, Byron Rodney, up to 5th place. So big shout out to him. Started 15th, up to 5th. ESPN announcer. Was actually going to broadcast this race tonight. We stepped in and filled in for him. He was dying to race it, and he's actually done really good. It would be a shame if he actually wanted to do this race, come in here in the first 20 laps and wrecked out. I'd really blame Sam for that then. But done a good job so far, up to 5th place after starting in 15th. Chris Walker right behind him in that 6th position, trying to take that spot away. So starting to get a little bit of a pack going on both sides right now. We got 4 cars, and then we got another group of about 6 or so cars, 7 cars, I would guess. How far back, Connor, do you know exactly how far back these cars can draft?
Pretty far.
No,
I mean,
I'm not exactly.
if you're in the back trying to get up to the front, it's just gonna be a pain. But if you're up in the front where like Byron Rodney is right now, I mean, he definitely has speed to get up to the front. It's working, trying to hit your apexes and everything to get up there.
Yeah, that's something that you're going to have to do. You see these guys start to space out here just a little bit. We do got a battle right here for actually the first spot's under attack now. Jonathan Goke looking to the outside. Actually, this may bring in third place Rick Ravon underneath Jonathan. We'll see. Maybe the track's changing just a little bit. Jonathan not dominating right now. He may have given that up. Maybe trying to save some fuel here. Try to get a long green flag run going. And let's see if he pulls out a line. He does pull out a line here at the straightaway across the line. Jonathan Goke going to lead that lap. I think he's completely comfortable with being in second right now with him able to pull out like that and take the, across the stripe. That's the only thing that matters. Leading the laps.
They're coming right now to 10 laps They're coming right now to 10 laps after the last pit stop, so the last caution. So I don't know if they
23
they
laps by the way.
caution.
Yeah, Jonathan and them didn't. They've been out there from first all the way back to 11th and has 23 laps on their tires. That includes the cautions, by the way. And then we got,
so they haven't pitted yet.
They have not pitted, so it's going to be interesting because I'm not sure how much you can actually save here under caution. It can't be too much, I would guess. So we should be seeing him on pit road, I guess, soon.
What's the last time that Jonathan pitted?
24 laps ago. Not sure the exact lap, but it's 24 laps ago right now.
Okay, so see them pit here in about the next, I would say about 6-7 laps, maybe.
I'm thinking too. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I know we did have a caution, but yeah, I believe you're right. And that would go from first all the way back to Ronnie Osmer, who's only got 12 laps on his tires, by the way. So he could go double what these guys are running right now. Wow, this actually could work out really good for Ronnie if these guys have to pit, depending on what happens later on. Coming to lap 89 this time. Got to get to the back stretch first. Jonathan Goke starting to stretch his lead just a little bit. Now 4/10. See if he's able to extend that. We'll jump back a little bit through the field. Raul Alvarez in 15th. Just took that away from Jeff Sharp. Right there in that number 86. You see him in that white car right there. Working behind the 82 of Chris. Right in front of him. There you go. There's a good look at the cars coming down the straightaway.
Now I got a question for you, Adam and Tyler.
Yes, sir.
With the leaders being really close on fuel, and the rest of the field pitting whenever they did, do you think they'll all come down pit road, or do you think some of them will stay out?
I think a lot of them's going to stay out. That's just my opinion. Tyler, I don't know what you think. What are you thinking?
Honestly, I would expect most of them to come down pit road.
You think most of them's going to come down?
Yeah.
See, I think they're going to stay out. But see, this is interesting, man, because if we get on that long green flag run, we may stay green the rest of the race. We don't know. If we start to see pit stops, it's going to space this entire field up. So, it's going to be interesting. I think right now, if you're these guys still in line back here, I don't think, you're trying to race for track position. I understand that, but you need to start, figuring out your pit strategy as well right here. I don't know, man. My personal opinion, I think you'll see a lot stay out, but I'm not sure how much these guys are losing on tires either, like once they're wore compared to fresh tires.
And I know how we were talking about earlier, how about the clouds and the dynamic weather will play a factor into this. On my screen, I'm looking at, I don't know if it's working on your guys' screen, but on my screen, it seems like it's just constant. That it's not that's sunny.
Yeah, and the track temps
I'm
went up
showing-
3 degrees, by the way.
I'm showing dynamic weather, but I'm not showing dynamic.
So it's just
skies.
constant skies, okay. So we should just see sun, pretty much.
Correct.
Which makes a lot of sense. I mean, Indianapolis and stuff. But track temp has gone up. I want to mention that 110 now from where we was earlier. So interesting. Actually, I think I actually read that too about the constant skies. I'll see if I can find that again here in just a moment. But right now, Jonathan Goke is checked out 1 second, even pretty much right now over second place. And then pretty much it's just a 5-car breakaway back to 6th place Chris Simard, who, look at lap times. Not sure what Jonathan just ran. It's not showing up on my screen. throughout the back of the field, I'm trying to see who the fastest is throughout the back part of the field. Everybody's really running 41s besides first, second, third, and fourth. There's a couple 40s here and there, but everybody else running 41s. Of course, the leader's running, you know, blazing speed, as we can tell, 1.2 seconds now, and that's climbing. So right here's where the race where we expected the cautions to, or not cautions.
Oh, the caution's out again. We ruined everything.
I swear we get so close. And the caution does come out. And actually, we had a car actually coming to pit road when that happened. So we'll see how that plays a factor. And that was Captain Will Kirk on the outside, making contact and into the wall. And another very brutal hit as the iRacing physics come into play. And he flips about 500 times into the inside wall. And sits there, going to swing that car around. Does have a fast repair on that 9 car too, I believe. So we'll see if he's able to make it back around. So caution going to come back out. Caution number 7 now on the track. We were so close to getting that green flag stop, man. And these guys want it. You can tell they want it. And unfortunately, that tends to happen. I'm not going to go from first to last to first in 3 or 4 laps. Try telling Goat that. You're correct. You're right. Never mind. I forgot who I was talking about. Yeah, you're right. John's a Goat good go from last to first in 4 or 5 laps. I think Tyler's all aware about that, ain't you?
Yeah, I am. That's actually 7 laps. Thank you.
What made you pick him, though, honestly?
It was just the first numbers that popped into my head, you know, and I knew he was fast. I knew he had the speed.
Paint scheme to go with it?
Yeah, that. And honestly, I started to go with less laps. I was going to say 3 to 4 laps, and I was like, well, I'll go 5 to 7.
Well, pit road's open, and the car's going to come down pit road, of course. I don't think we'll have anybody stay out. And here they are. Pit stops underway once again. Oh, and the 19 missed his pit box. Keith Mariano had to back up quite a bit. Actually, still backing up.
Keith off pit road in front of Joe. That's interesting.
Wow. I want to mention that the 19 just lost a ton. He's still trying to get his pit box. He's still trying to get his pit box.
Oh my God.
This is brutal. Still trying to get his pit box. There he goes. He got it.
I'll be right back.
Wow, I'm not laughing at him. That was, I mean, he was in it. I don't understand why it wasn't servicing his car. That's weird. Wow. So Nate is able to win the race off pit road. We're going to win the race to commercial. We'll be right back. Right here, once again from Indianapolis. You are watching the Indianapolis Top Fuel Indy 500.
the Porsche Esport Supercar. Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close-quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indy 500. Going green this lap, next time by.
Yeah, we're on lap 96 of 200. Almost halfway. 7 cautions so far. Tyler, so far, your first IndyCar race you've seen. What do you think of it here on iRacing?
I've enjoyed it so far. Seems like it's been a really good race. The leader, you know, has not been much of a race up front yet, but I expect that to change.
Yeah, and we're seeing it now. Nate is up front. He was able to beat Jonathan off pit road and done a good job so far, and we'll see how that continues to play out. 7 cautions, Tyler. As we get ready to go back green here, but I expected to get single file. I expect long green flags. What would you think of that as well?
Honestly, with the way it's going, I don't personally expect a long green flag run yet.
Okay. Connor, I know we're going back green, but for anybody wondering, if Connor just all of a sudden stopped talking, he's got some weather in his area. Tornadoes touching down. Very dangerous, so Connor.
Nate Tiefker up to the point. He's going into turn 1. Let's see if Goat can try to get around him.
Yeah, and Nate able to get about a 2.5 car length advantage, and that's probably going to change real fast. But right now, Rick Ravon took a peek to the inside of Goat. Not going to be able to get there just yet. Battle going to be wrecked all over the place. Just pick one. Goat looking to the inside down the backstretch. He should be able to take this lead away. Get ready to go into turn number 3. These cars nose to tail heading into turn 3. It is Jonathan Goat leading us down into turn 3. Battle going to be for second. Rick Ravon on that inside trying to take it away from Nate. Out of turn 4 and across the line, Jonathan Goat going to lead this lap. And here comes Nate back to the inside for that top spot. And once again, able to take it. For anybody that's wondering, this is a fixed setup. I might need to double check that, but it is fixed, right, Connor?
Yes, okay. It is.
So it is a fixed setup. So we're not just seeing, we're seeing pure talent. This ain't no fixed setups or open setups. This is talent winning these races. So when we seen Jonathan get out to that 1.3 or 4 second lead that he had, that was just him pulling away. We mentioned earlier, Connor mentioned all the things that Jonathan has driven in and stuff like that. Very good drivers. So these guys definitely got their hands full and going to be tough to beat him. But, you know, I definitely think it's possible, especially on these longer runs. That's what we're going to have to see. Like I mentioned earlier, field strategy and strategy in general could play a big factor in this race. So anybody's race still to give here as we get ready to meet lap 100 here in just a few moments. Battle still for this top spot down the straightaway. I know we haven't really been too far back in the field to watch some of these other battles, guys. I do apologize, but it's been back and forth up front, so we're kind of watching that at the moment. But remember, once again, top 14 gets paid for this race. A $615 purse. $100 goes to the winner. And at the moment, across the stripe, it was... Yep, Goat was able to lead that lap. Nate will be able to take the lead, though, once again, into turn.
We are now halfway, though.
We are halfway. We cross into turn 2. So here we go, halfway this time by. Back here for 14th, Adam Baker, Jeff Sharp. And here comes Sharp now, looking to the inside of Baker for 14th place. Happening right behind Timothy Bates, who's in 12th. He's worked his way up quite a bit. I think, and I know we're seeing Jonathan up front a lot, and Nate and Chris and all these guys. I still think there's one guy back here that's running that once he gets up towards the front, we're going to see a little bit different, race put on. We're going to see a different name inside this top 5. I think it's just a matter of time of when it happens. So everybody back here getting single file once again. So we'll jump back up as the battle for first once again heating back up. Looking back to the inside. Going down the long straightaway here at Indianapolis. And into turn number 4. Once again, this is the 3rd annual Indy 500 for these guys. And I hope they continue to do this next year. I don't see why they wouldn't. But it'd be awesome to see this. It's continuing to grow. And this league itself has gotten really big over the last few years. This is the now 8th season. 9th season will be starting, I believe it was September from what I heard. September, let's see, next Indy 500 after that. I apologize, the next Indy 500, they're going to run another one on September 11th during season 9. So they're going to be racing this 2 times a year, so that's pretty cool. So hopefully it's just as big as this one. And not sure if the schedule has been released yet for season 9. I'm trying to find out if it has. It has actually been released. July 17th will start the new season for the Top Fuel Indy Series at Twin Ring Motegi will be the first race there. So that's pretty cool. But there you have that out. You can check them out on Facebook and all that good stuff. Battle's still up for the lead. Jonathan Goat still out in front. Nate, and it looks like he's going to try to extend that gap now. Battle going to be back here. Rick Ravon and Ronnie Osmer, I believe that's who that is. And also Chris Samard is in this as well. And that gets single filed out. These guys up front keep going back and forth here for the lead. That rubber really laying down on this track now as well. It started out 48% track usage. It's probably up there now. I'm not sure what the percent would be, but I say it's really high. These guys had a long time to practice this race, and you can kind of tell because they are racing really clean near each other. We've had some accidents happen here and there, but for the most part, the race has been pretty clean. Tyler, would you agree for the most part? I mean, yeah, we got 7 cautions, but a lot of the cautions ain't nothing, that we haven't seen before.
Well, a few of them have been net codes, so I mean, really, the race has been pretty clean.
Yeah, we had how many net codes? 2 net codes, and that's just something, these guys can't help. Let's just be honest. They can't stop net code. That's just the Irish thing. Oh, we got one in the wall. 3rd place into the wall. It looks like Chris Walker actually got the wall coming out of turn 2. Now we're looking at 3 wide going into turn number 3. Chris going to slide really far up. He's going to give that position up. And I don't know if he's going to have to bring that car to pit road. Here's your look at it coming off turn 2. Right there making contact with the wall. And these guys going around him now. He's back to 8th. We may have to see him make a pit stop. He is now dropping back to 9th. Now he's dropping further back to that, back to 10. Trying to look at the damage on his car. Tyler, I'm not seeing too much damage. You seen the damage that? He continues losing spots there.
No, I don't see any.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't know. I can't tell if that's a little bit of damage on that wing right there.
Do we have a wreck? Did we have a wreck behind 2nd place? Because there's like a huge gap.
No, we did not, actually. What we did have was, just Chris got into the wall. That's the only thing I've seen.
Just like a good second.
1.5 second. Yeah, you're right. 1.5 second gap between 2nd and 3rd. And I'm looking for Chris to bring this to pit road, I would guess. He is really damaged, it looks like. Yeah, he's bringing it to pit road. I don't see no damage. He is bringing it to pit road, though. Chris Walker on pit road here on lap number 107 as this race continues to stay green. But you're right. Yeah, that gap really spaced out. There's your look at it. And you can even get a better look right here.
Last time at the line, Jeff was 1.4 back. I've noticed with the car that depending on where you are, 1.4, you can still try to catch a Jeff. You don't want to go anywhere below 2.
Yeah, and I can give you another thing. I'm sitting here looking at because I got the timing screen up. The gap's actually closing. It looks like he did close in a little bit this time. We'll see. Across the line, I'm seeing 1.299 right there across the screen. You might be able to confirm it better. But yeah, so you're right. It's kind of interesting to see a clean car with really no help or no pressure. He's able to catch these cars. So Jeff doing a really good job. He might have something. You never know. Everybody else kind of spaced out. Actually, there's pretty big gaps throughout the field now. By the way, we've been green for 14 laps. Don't even want to think about talking about green flag pit stops yet, because every time we bring it up, something happens. So probably best just not mention it until it happens. I want to mention, by the way, that Chris Walker is 1 lap down. He is actually racing. What happened to Byron Rodney? He's now 27th a lap down. I'm not sure what happened to him. I missed it. Don't know. But the 05 and 23 are both racing against each other for the lucky dog for what I'm seeing. So, see if that works out for one of them guys. For 6th place. Oh, man, never mind. I'll take that back. This is 7th, and I don't want to butcher the name, so I'm not going to say it. But it is the 98 car. Started in 12th, did lose a couple spots there. Went from, it looked like 5th back to now 7th. Rick Rayvon got around him. Chris Smart also got around. The gap pretty much staying even between 2nd and 3rd. It was closing there for a little bit. Now it's 1.4 as they exit turn number 2. Or, I'm sorry, as they get ready to go to turn 3 now.
And caution's out.
And caution is out. And Adam Baker is around. May have made contact. Oh, he pushed up into the wall. There's a little bit of contact. That pushed him up into the wall. Contact with the 31. Yeah, 31 came up on him. Tyler, you see it as well. What did you see? Make sure that's correct.
Yeah, he definitely came up on him.
You got to think, these guys carrying speed 220, 219 mile an hour into the turn. I'm not sure if the 31 actually got the apron or got the rumble strip. No. He definitely, I don't know if he got loose or tight.
It looked like he got loose.
Yeah, it looked like he may have got loose as well. He definitely pushed straight up on him. And unfortunately, brought out our 8th caution now. Tyler, you're right on track for them 11 cautions.
Yeah.
There's your better look at the leader's car, who's been out front now for 92 laps. As Jonathan Goat going to be leading us down pit road here once again. Or should be leading us down pit road. Should be seeing these guys come by any second. Actually, I lied. It'll take a minute for them to come down. There they come. There's your pit timer to give you an idea of how long these guys are on pit road for. It does not take long at all. And watch how quick these Indy cars change tires. Of course, the hydraulic jacks and all that good stuff help a lot. But let's see, into the box. And it appears the 27 car was the first car on pit road. Make sure that nobody has trouble here on pit road. 19 doesn't. Oh, 19 misses pit box again and again. Wow, that's strange. I don't know. I don't see how he's missing it, man. I'm gonna be honest. It looks like he's done a good job on getting it. Let me see if I can actually. I really don't like riding on board with people doing pit stops, but I want to check this out. This is a 19, correct? Let me see if I can find him. I know he's towards the back. That was Keith. Let me see if I can back this up a little bit.
I'll try to get a word with Byron Rodney.
All right. Wow, I'm not sure how he's missed that box. That's crazy.
Bye, Ronnie. This is Connor. I'll head up in a bit. You got a copy?
Connor, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, just trying to keep this car off of the outside wall. I had to go in and use my fast repair, but I'm gonna get my lap back here on the wave around. Only 2 laps of green on these race green on these tires, so I'll work my way back up. I'm looking to top 10 this thing, if not top 5 it tonight.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. Let me ask you a question, man. You look like you got a really good long run car. You feeling that as well?
Yeah, I've been working with my teammate Ronnie Osmer, and we've been checking tire wear, and I'm not wearing my tires nowhere near as fast as the other cars are, so I got a little on the long run, and I found a little something. I'm not really going to say it till after the race in the corners that I can do. And it's kind of launching me around the track a little bit. Just got to be careful to keep it off the wall.
Let me ask you a question. I know you're out there right now, get ready to go around to get your lap back, but you broadcasted these guys for plenty of time. You know a little bit about this league as well and all that good stuff. You've raced with them, of course. Broadcasting these races, have you learned anything, while you broadcast them? I know you're a broadcaster here at ESPN, but do you learn anything while you broadcast these guys that help you out there on track?
Oh yeah, I look at all the different camera angles from the booth, and I'm able to see the things that the drivers do, and I'm also able to watch how they are aggressive early, aggressive late. You take some drivers in here like Scotty Brinson or Jeff Hollingsworth. Right. They may start mid-pack or back further, but they will work their way up to the front quietly and off the radar at the point where you're not calling your name. So you got to kind of watch your mirrors for those guys. And then you'll see guys like Rick Rabon, who's a great driver, and he's an aggressive right from the get-go. Hey, I'm not going to give it, you're going to have to take it kind of driver. And you learn a lot broadcasting these races just by paying attention.
For sure, man. Connor, I don't have any more questions, man, if you got any.
I don't.
All right. Byron, thanks for joining us again. We'll move you back down. Good luck tonight, man. We've been watching you.
All righty. Thank you.
Lot, buddy. Move him back down. And Byron's did a good job keeping that car. He did have that little bit of an issue. And I think Connor moved himself instead of you. We'll move him back down. And there he goes. But yeah, done a good job on keeping the car, for the most part, clean. I know he had that little issue there, but all in all, done a good job. If you're going to use a fast repair, it's better to use it now instead of first of the race. So, Tyler, we're getting down to it now, man. We're under 90 laps to go. About that time to start getting a little bit aggressive. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely, I would.
And I mean, 90 laps to go. I know it's not 100% aggressiveness yet, but when do you want to go full out? I mean, track position now has got to start becoming key a little bit.
Honestly, I'd probably go all out now.
You would go ahead and go?
Yeah. Especially if I'm towards the back.
Yeah, if you're towards the back, I agree. I think you got to start, trying to figure out ways to make moves. You got to start putting yourself in a little bit better position. Now, keep in mind, this still is, over 90 laps to go. Or, I'm sorry, under 90 laps to go, but over 80 laps to go. You still got to keep your car clean. I think if you got the fast repair, I think it's 100% go.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason.
I mean, you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, you can use your fast repair. Some of these guys have already used it, and they're going to be a little bit more cautious. So you might be able to gain some spots from there just because they don't want to race you too hard because they don't have their fast repairs. So I say if you got it, use it.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if that comes to case here. About that time to see who walks out of here with some cash in their pocket and with that championship trophy here for Indianapolis. And never know, may see the points change hands as well. These guys have been practicing, by the way. Gates today for just this race. The practice opened up at 6:30 Eastern. It was a 130-minute practice. And, of course, they had a driver's meeting and all that stuff. And then qualifying was 15 minutes for 4 laps and then, now the race. So that didn't count all the practice they had as well over the past few days. They've had quite a bit. And these guys continue to, put on a good show. 8 cautions so far. As the pace car is going to drop in. The green flag about to come back out. We're going to be green on lap 115. Green flag back out in the air. Top Fuel Racing, Indianapolis 500. Jonathan Goat going to lead us across the stripe. Battle going to be right now for second. Ronnie Osmer trying to get around Nate. Not going to happen. And falling back to sixth, it looks like Captain Will Kirk actually able to take sixth away from Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth falling back a little bit. And everybody shuffling for position on the backstretch. There's you a good look at it. 3 wide for the lead. Let's see who backs out first. Anybody going to lift? Nobody's going to lift for that top spot. Oh, wow. You know, I give credit to Osmer for making that work on that outside. Usually that ends a disaster. I mean, let's just be honest. Usually that does not work out. And this may not be done yet. You talked about aggressiveness picking up, Tyler. We're seeing it now.
Yeah, we are. It seems like they're all being aggressive, especially up front right now.
Yeah, everybody trying to get what they can. Nate able to get that lead for the time being. Here comes Osmer now looking to try to get second. Maybe jumping to the outside for first as well. See what he does here.
But one driver we didn't talk about tonight is Chris Samard.
Yeah.
He's up fourth looking to try to get to the lead.
Yeah, he wants this battle as well. Oh, here comes Captain Will Kirk now as well. He's working his way up there. Battling Samard for that fourth spot. Almost pushing up. Got to be careful not to push up. Oh, Lord. Osmer jumps down to the inside. Samard looking on. Riding on board now with the driver of the 27 car. Looking on at these top three. Really smooth on the wheel. You can see the run that he's starting to try to get on this number 55 car as the battle for the lead starts to happen up in front of him. It's a great onboard view watching this happen. We'll top up to Ronnie now, onboard camera. He may look to the lead here. He's going to make it 3 wide here across the stripe. Who's going to lead this lap? It's close. It looked like Jonathan was able to lead that lap. He does. He's going to let these two guys go. Will Kirk pushes up just a little bit. May have made contact there with Chris. Not sure if he got him or not. Looks like that's going to be okay. Working off turn 2. It's a mess of cars to drive through, man.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is a lot of cars to drive.
You know, if I was sitting fourth, though, I would hope the first, second, third place would just take each other out. I'm just being honest.
Just being honest. You're right, though. Let's
that
be
was
honest.
just day. Sometimes, like, I was just watching some, wasn't, sitting there, like, if they keep going through right, this isn't going to be good, pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely correct. Let me ask you a question. It's kind of going off what Tyler just said. Are you ever sitting back in traffic just hoping the leader's wreck? And be honest.
Yes.
Yeah, I do too. I do
Yes.
the same thing. I do the same thing. Like, I pray that they wreck. I'm a field filler most of the time, so, you know, it's nice when the leaders wreck each other and I got a chance. We may be looking, I thought we were supposed to see 4 wide. Ooh, that was close. Brinson, by the way, worked his way back up to 5th now. He just got around with Will Kirk for that 5th spot. So he's been kind of quiet the last, few laps now. Haven't really seen him up towards the front, but here he is starting to work his way back up. He's the points leader for a reason. Jeff Hollingsworth, by the way, second in points, sitting back at 7th, 2 spots behind Scott Brinson as they work out of turn number 1 into 2. You know, when you race a long race like this, it ain't only, it's not like it's hard to race. I mean, we're all sitting on a computer racing. It's not like it's very hard, demanding physical-wise. But you get tired of seeing this track after long runs. And you would agree with that, I'm guessing, as well. Tyler, you would agree with it. It gets tired of seeing, Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, some of these races, though, your arms start to get tired. I know mine do. Like, and Indianapolis ain't no exception, especially in the IndyCar. This track very bumpy at all over the track. I wish there was a better view we can actually give that would show the bumps on this track. It's quite a bit. Like we mentioned earlier, Connor mentioned, wish that they would actually rescan it because this track's changed a lot since the rescan. Back up front, Jonathan going to be able to take the lead away. Looking through the field, I wanted to check on Timothy Bates. There he is, 11th place. Once again, worked his way up, did a good job. Started back in 19th, slowly worked his way up. One car in the wall, and I think that might have been, was it Byron? I'm not sure if it was him or not. It was not. There was another car hard into the wall. Oh, it was Bobby O'Neill bringing that car to pit road. Haven't spoke a lot about him, and he may be calling it quits. He started 31st, and he's on pit road. And that's probably going to take Bobby out of this, sadly, out of this race tonight. Yeah, he has left, it looks like, unfortunately for him. Not the way he wanted to be. We still have 26 cars. Tyler, 123 laps, and we still got 26 cars on the lead lap. That's pretty decent for 8 cautions.
Yeah, I didn't expect it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, usually, I broadcast a lot of these races. Usually you're already down to half a field with this type of race, with this many cars. So that goes to show you the talent, somewhat there.
That, I'd say, a lot of these guys are playing it safe.
Yeah, with the fast repairs and stuff like that also helps. So yeah, but still very clean race for the most part. 8 cautions. I mean, that's pretty much normal. You predicted 11 cautions. We're not very far from that, but 124 laps now. We're on 124. And the top 4 start to space out. Then we got another 5, 6 cars spaced out. And then behind them, it's another big group of cars being led right now by Keith in that number 19 car. How about Keith working his way back up? Once again, he restarted pretty much the tail end of this field because had pit problems 2 times in a row, by the way, and now showing in 11th place.
Yeah, he's made a lot of improvements throughout the race.
Yeah, and that's one thing you got to do. Pit stops definitely can't kill you. We mentioned it at the start of the race. Pit stops tend to kill you or can kill you on the longer part. So hopefully, if all goes well, he won't have any more mishaps. Not sure really why he's missing a pit box. It looks like he's been hitting it good every lap. So. Anywho, we are.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If he could stop missing the pit box, he'd be up there a little bit more, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I think he would be possibly, have a chance at the top 5s right now. Maybe running, with these main leaders, the top 4. I mean, because he had a restart, I believe, right at the back end of that field. And we've only been green now for 13 laps. So, he's done a good job getting back up through there. He's leading
For
a
sure.
big group. Here's Jeff Sharp. Right now running in 17th. Well, you actually seen him way higher. He's back in traffic a little bit right now. Andy Yerk trying to get around him on the outside. These guys running really close together. That's right, here's the closest battle we really have. Everybody else kind of spaced out. It's the biggest group of cars we have anyway. And at the moment, that gets single file. That's Chris Walker. Chris has been another one of the guys who had problems earlier in the race, has kind of taken it easy, so he does not have his fast repair anymore. Rick Ravon underneath Jeff Hollingsworth, I believe that's what it is. No, I apologize. It's Will Kirk he was underneath. Jeff right now running in 8th when Scott Brinson's running 5th. Remember, Brinson right now leading the points by 1 point. As we are single file here at Indianapolis. Once again, guys, we'll be live again on Friday for the SRCA Truck Series from Sonoma with them guys in the Saturday NASCOM. And then, once again, back on Monday for the SRCA Cup Series. And I know these guys got another race, or these guys are actually off next Wednesday. So now I may be missing a race or 2, but I'm just telling you my schedule. So, I may be missing one, though. Actually, we have 2 races Saturday. I apologize. We got the Little Indy 100, which is back here in the old Indy cars. And then that's 100 laps. And then we got another race on Tuesday or Saturday night for the NASCAR guys, as they'll be in the K&N cars. And both of them are points-paying events, so it's pretty cool that they're going to be running 2 different cars for points. Across the start-finish line, Jonathan Goat will put lap 109 laps led up on the board. Him and Nate has been the cars out front for the most part. Chris Samard is currently in 3rd. Ronnie Osmer in 4th. Scott Brinson is in 5th. Captain Wilkirk sits in 6th. Rick Ravon is in 7th. Jeff Hollingsworth, Mike Grandy is in 9th. And that's your top 9. Not going to butcher the 10th place name, or I would try it. Coming to lap 130 this time by. And these guys have been out there for 18 laps on this set of tires. Let's get a look at the weather real fast. Track's temp still 110 degrees.
Yeah, nothing's really changed.
Yeah, everything's pretty much the same stuff at the moment.
Jonathan Goat, still your leader here with 130 laps of 200.
Yeah, right here's a battle for 15th, 82 to 33, and that gets singled out very quickly. Everything's kind of spaced out right about now. Definitely nothing wrong. This is what a lot of drivers actually wanted to see. We're seeing it now, and I say that, and we almost had 3 wide. All right, guys, what we'll do, we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back right after one commercial. And, yeah.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back. Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 100 and about to be 40 laps here in just a moment. Jonathan Goke leading us across the stripe. About to see green flag pit stops. Happening any time. We did have Mark Walker actually come down and fill up. Should be seeing some other cars as well. There they come. We got another car on pit road. Mike Grandy coming to pit road. Now, let me ask you this, Tyler and Connor as well. Tyler, you can answer first. We've had cars miss their pit box, mainly the 19 and Keith. We've seen him very fast, and some other cars as well. We're getting to that point of the race, 60 laps left. You don't want to miss your pit box.
No, you definitely don't want to miss your pit box this late in the race. I mean, that could cost a lot of time.
Yeah, it could definitely cost you a race. Connor, you would agree with too.
Yeah, exactly. This late in the race, hitting your marks is key.
Yeah. It's okay if you have problems at the first or under caution, but green laps late in the race, you miss your pit stop here, you may be looking at losing multiple spots. And the last thing you want to do is be running 10th and have to lose 5 or 6 spots, and then you're out of the money and don't get anything. So it's one thing to keep in mind. We're starting to see some other cars hit pit road. Byron Rodney is on pit road. Bob Riley is on pit road as well. Be watching for these leaders to come down. Right now, Jonathan Goat 3.366 seconds ahead. Keep in mind, it takes 34 seconds to go down pit road, 34 seconds. But you're only on pit road for 8.3s, give or take on that. Rodney is down the way, and actually Byron apparently was in reverse. Well, hold on, he may have had trouble on pit stops because he's still showing on pit road. Something happened to him. Let's not don't need service to his car. Yeah,
He's going now.
Yeah, now he's going. Another car on pit road. Nate is on pit road in the number 2 car. He's been out front a lot tonight. So we're gotten some leaders starting to make. Now, keep this in mind. This is lap 30. We're still definitely one more stop away from making it. We can make it to lap 170 from here and still be able to make it to the end. So we shouldn't have a field mileage race unless there's a caution that comes out, like say on lap 60 or something like that. That's where it's going to be interesting. So leader is down. Jonathan Goat coming to pit road. Definitely going to watch him to make sure he has no problems getting into his box. You see him coming to a stop. Looks clean to me. Up, and he'll be dropping the jack here in just a second. And I don't know who that car is back there. 27 looks like he was out of his box a little bit. Not sure that's not a penalty, but whatever. Anywho, Ronnie Osborne going to take the lead as Jonathan's down and away. 9.5 seconds. So he actually had the longest pit stop out of everyone that came to pit road besides Chris Samard, who was the 27, by the way, had a 10.2 second. So we'll see if that hurts Goke. He had such a big lead. I don't expect one or a half a second to really hurt him too much, if any. So Ronnie Osmer obtains the lead. Keep in mind, this is still a one-stop race from here. They'll have to at least come down on lap 170 or so, and that should be enough to get them to the end, right on the mark, to get to the end. If they come down at lap 170, you should be able to extend that a little bit further for some of these guys. And here comes Ronnie. And that's going to turn the lead over to, Rick Ravine. And Adam Baker stays out as well. Riding on board with the driver of the 44. 41 second lap last time by, and I want to compare this to Jonathan's lap this time. as he works out of turn number 4. 41.38, so I want to compare fresh tires to no tires. 40.83, so it ain't much of a fall off, and Jonathan's been pretty much fast all race anyway. His fastest lap right now is a 40.2. That's pretty good. And that is the fastest lap of the race.
It looks like after it cycles through a guy that he's going to retain the lead.
Yeah, definitely. He's sitting in 7th right now with 6 guys have not pitted. Jeff Sharp should be, and actually we've got our top 4 now on pit road all at one time. Rick Rayvon coming down, leading that group. Adam Baker. This is all going to cycle over though. Jonathan Goat going to jump back in to the lead, and there he comes, and there he goes as he retakes the lead here. And I'll let you know the exact how far he is in front of 2nd place, which I believe will be Nate. And we'll have to wait probably till it cycles through, but plus we gotta wait for Eric to pit as well, the 83, who should be pitting this time. Eric's time that's starting in 20th, and here he comes to pit road this time as well. So Goke will go by him as he works through turn 4, and now he will take the lead at the line. Nate in that number 2 car going to come out behind him and jump into 2nd as well. We've got a battle for 4th though. We'll jump, or 3rd. We'll jump back to that here in just a moment. 3.8 seconds to battle. So actually, there was no time lost on pit road between 1st and 2nd. Actually kept it, maybe even extended it just a little bit. Battle going to be for 3rd. Ronnie Osmer, Scott Brinson. Brinson running in 3rd place. Then behind them, we got a little group of cars. Will Kurt, Mike Grandy, who's leading this. Chris Smart and Jeff Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to close in on Scott Brinson, maybe trying to take that points lead away from him. As we are about 50 laps to go. We're coming to lap 148. We are on 148 now. Here goes Hollingsworth to the inside. Kurt, oh, not going to do it. Trying to break the draft. Mike Grandy will go back and forth. We're showing him 5th place now. Hollingsworth was able to take away 7th place. Chris Smart trying to take away 5th place to move the 27 up. And here he comes out of going into turn number 1. And Chris takes away 5th. 4.1 seconds ahead. Okay, Tyler. You had a secret on picking that car because you said he was going to win, and he's out by 4 seconds at Indianapolis. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'll be honest. You know, the reason I picked him to win, he seemed really fast in practice, and I like his paint scheme. And that's just being honest.
Yeah.
That and I mean, really, like I said, mainly he just looked fast.
Yeah, he was aggressive when he needed to be. We've seen him come from 12th to 1st, and honestly, to me, that's been the biggest move of the race that we've seen all night. And it is with our leader, but came from 12th to 1st in, what, 7 laps? I mean, what can you really say about it? Of course, he's going to dominate it. Like, when you do that, you know, 126 laps led. I mean, he's led every lap besides 25. So, that's pretty good at Indianapolis. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I hope we see more lead changes at the real Indianapolis because Goke has been out front, and he's dominated. You can look here. We had lead changes, but a lot of it was because cautions and all that good stuff. 19 lead changes. A lot of it was caused pit stops and all that stuff under greens. So that is a lot of that. But all in all, the race been good, I think. I mean, it's not been bad by any means. We've seen a lot of green flag runs. Here comes the pass. Chris Smart looking to the outside. Door closed. Jeff Hollingsworth closes the door. So interesting. Scott Brinson, who's in 1st in points, right here in 4th. Jeff Hollingsworth, who's 2nd in points, 1 point behind in 5th. So that's pretty interesting facts there. I'm not sure who actually is in 3rd in points. I'm going to check that now. 3rd in points would be Keith Mariotto, who's in He hasn't had the greatest nights. He's back here in 10th trying to hold off Adam Baker. Definitely hasn't had the greatest nights. He was actually 20 points behind the leader, and then Chris Menard, Paul Crumry, who's back in 5th. Haven't heard a lot out of Paul tonight.
So a little.
He actually left. I didn't realize that.
So a little heads up or a little information I got from Facebook.
Yeah.
He's won. Current leader has won 8 times
Really?
at Indianapolis. Indianapolis 500 winner.
Wow.
Just over this last week, on the 18th, he won on the strength of field of 2019 and led 163 laps with a fastest lap of 39.867.
Really, a 39. That's impressive. Wow. Well,
And he started 29.
8-time winner of the Indianapolis 500, now out to a 5.2 second gap over second place. Nate, I want to mention real fast, Scott Brinson, who's our points leader, comes in here with one win on this season, but he does have 8 top 5s, 13 top 10s, and 113 laps led. Now, the top 5 is what gives him that points lead, let's be honest. Let's call it like it is. I'm trying to look for another Nate, who's back in 13th in points. Of course, this is a little bit short. He only had 9 starts, but he does have 1 win, 3 poles, 6 top 5s for the driver of the 2 car. But right now, they're all chasing Jonathan Goke, who's 5.4 seconds ahead of second place. And remember, we still got one more pit stop to happen, and we're thinking that these guys can make it. Well, they will make it to lap 170. After 170, anytime they pit from there, can make it the rest of the way on
Now,
green.
not trying to interrupt,
No,
but if we get a late caution or a caution between the last lap, the top 2 have won in the Indy 500 this last week. Let's put that into favor.
Wow. That's pretty
How
impressive.
bad would they want a second one on their resume?
Yeah,
just for a
that's
week, you know what I mean?
That's interesting. I didn't know that. That's pretty good. Good research on that one. I like that.
We also got Osmier and Brinson right now in 3rd and 4th. That if a caution didn't come out and they do come on the pit road the same exact way,
Yeah.
they're going to be itching for
The first one.
that one.
Yeah, like you mentioned, I think if a caution was to come out, it's going to get really aggressive. I mean, it has to get aggressive because, one, like we mentioned earlier, the money's on the line, but you want to win at Indianapolis, and the only way to do that is by changing stuff. I just want to mention, by the way, that Jonathan Goke's about to work in lap traffic at Indianapolis. That's quite unexpected. I mean, we only been back green. I mean, not green, but we've only been 13 laps since he pitted. And he's coming up on lap traffic right there. He's got 3 cars right in front of him. And unfortunately, one of them, Byron Rodney, who definitely seemed fast earlier in this race, not having the night he wanted. Want to mention last time these guys raced back on May 15th at Chicagoland, Chris Menard picked up the win over Dan Neese. Smart led 106 laps at Chicagoland. And our very own Sam Cooper Bennett finished in 4th with Jeff Hollingsworth 5th. Scott Brinson in 6th. And Timothy Bates finished in 7th in that race. I know we had somebody in here earlier cheering on Timothy Bates. If you don't wonder where he's going now, he's back in 15th. He was definitely on the rise. He was actually working really well up through the field. Unfortunately, has pretty much settled in right there where he's at now. So we'll see if he's able to get a little bit more here towards the end of this race as we're coming down now to 42 laps to go. Yeah, what do you think about Jonathan?
Right now, he's just pulling away.
Yeah,
I mean,
you've been sitting there watching the lap times.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, he's the man to beat during this race. I mean, he's just so fast.
We've seen him start, so let me get this right. He's been out there now for 15 laps. When he came back off pit road and took the lead, he was 3 seconds in front of the leader. Or, yeah, in front of second. He's extended that 3 more seconds in 16 laps.
That's impressive.
Yeah, now you're seeing him really try super hard. Wow. 3 second gap in 16 laps. Very impressive. Jeff Hollingsworth working on last week's winner of the 27, Chris Menard, for 5th place. And that kind of settles out very fast. Want to give a shout out real fast to Connor, who's in the booth. He's the one that set us up with these cameras for tonight, so thank you for that. They've been awesome to have. Very different for the Indy cars. And really, I don't really have them a lot for the Indy cars, so I just have my basic camera that I use for the stock car guys. So it's good to have these cameras. They definitely came in handy tonight.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Riding on board now with the 27, looking back at Jeff Hollingsworth. Tires got a lot of wear. Been out there for 17 laps. We'll be seeing him here within the next... he could hit in 10 laps and should be good to go. And here's a pass. Rick Ravon taking away 7th. Here comes the crossover. Not going to happen. Will Kurt falls back to 8th. This late in the race where these guys are, they're just trying to get every position they can. Remember, the top 14 spots pay out. And I can't remember exactly the payout for each position, but I do know it was $100 for first and a purse of $116. I'll see if I can actually find that. The rest of it. But
I got it.
You got it? Okay. Yeah, it was 14th. And $100 to the winner. Looking at some of these rookies in here as well.
$650 purse, 100 of that going in the winner. Top 14 will all get paid out. So
Be quite a bit, wouldn't it?
I'll have to go back
I'm
and
not
find.
exactly sure what it was either. I thought he sent that out.
Okay, so 100 to the winner, 70 to second place. Third place gets 60, fourth place 50, fifth place $45, sixth place $42, seventh place 39.
And then from there back, it just keeps going
Eighth
down.
place 37, 35. 10th place $33, $11th place $29, 12th place 27, 13, 25, and 14, 23rd.
So
Now,
yeah.
we did post here a couple of hours ago that 5 to the rookie.
Oh, okay.
5 to the rookie of the race. So that makes the purse 620. You did say that there might be a little bit more money going up on the line. I don't know.
Not 100% sure. Okay, so I believe the highest rookie right now is Rick Ravon that I'm seeing. I'm trying to... No, Jonathan Goke. Rookie of the race. I didn't realize he was actually a rookie. Well, you can't tell. 140 laps led. And Tyler Gap staying steady, but, well, never mind. I'll take that back. 7.3 seconds, and he's working in traffic.
Yeah.
Now,
think
Ronnie
he's just gonna
Osmer
keep
did get
pulling
around
away.
Nate Seifert.
Let me ask you, what if you were in the race, what lap would you try to make it to the last lap?
Well, Connor, you might be able to know a little bit more as well, but I'm saying at least 170, I think you'll be okay. Maybe 171 would definitely get you in, but 170, we know you can make it. Because they don't have overtime, so...
I would say about 172, 175.
172 to 175. Yeah. So,
But we do have a new car in P2. That's Ronnie Osmer. He
Oh,
got
yeah.
around next.
I did not see that, so a pass for second place. And Nate slipped back just a little bit. Now in third.
And I'll be right back.
All right. And Scott Brinson in fourth. And by the way, Connor's had some issues with stuff tonight, so with some weather issues. So he's also trying to figure out some stuff by going to different channels. Tyler, race all. I mean, we're 165 laps. I don't want to get your full race report yet. We'll get everybody's at the end of the race. Thoughts on it so far, though?
My thoughts on it so far, it's been a good race, good clean race. I mean, we have had some problems, with net code. But I mean, other than that, I mean, it's really been a good race.
Yeah, we're seeing our leader right now working traffic. This is where the mic really comes in handy, man, when you start working in traffic, because you don't want to get held up by a lap car. You don't want to get wrecked by a lap car.
No, you don't. And if you're back in second or third, I mean, you're just hoping for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, you're hoping one of these lap cars will slow down this leader, and maybe you can close that gap in, who's out to a 7.8 second lead right now. And that gap continuing to grow here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Top Fuel Racing League. We are almost at the end of this thing. Basically a marathon, man, when it comes to this race. This is one of them races. You got to kind of treat it like a marathon. We've been broadcasting now for 3 hours even. Well, 3 hours and 3 minutes. And we're on lap 167. But yeah, basically you got to treat this race like a marathon. And what I like to do in long races, I like to split it up in sections, especially if I start towards the back, try to work your way up so far before halfway and then work your way up the rest of the way. But coming off turn 4, Jonathan Goat going to lead 144 laps here at Indianapolis. He's done a good job. Hey TJ, how you doing, buddy? I'm glad you was able to stop in here tonight.
And we got a yellow. That's going to make everything.
Ooh, yellow comes out, and yeah, you're right. We mentioned pit strategy before. Well, pit strategy.
I'm excited now, boys.
Pit strategy really going to come out as it was Mike Grandy getting into the wall. Arrow pushed, road defense all the way through, and down into the infield. And that's what caused the caution. And he actually towed back, so unfortunately Mike getting taken out of this race. Jonathan Goat, man, gotta like that, as an 8-second lead will be diminished here on lap 168, and now we'll be back down to 0. I want to be honest, I think these guys are still good. I mean, we're on lap 169. I think they'll definitely pit. Now, the only thing I think that's going to change this, I mean, we're going to see it mix up. It's going to stack it right back up, which could cause more cautions, which would hurt Jonathan because we have seen cars able to run with him for the first few laps. Going to be interesting. Definitely going to see pit stops for everybody. I want to make sure nobody else pitted this time by. I do want to mention that 16 cars are on the lead lap. Eric Steinmetz will be the lucky dog.
Anybody stay out and try to hope for a quick yellow?
Yeah, I think you would have to if you're back. I mean, you're out of the money. You have to stay out. And Jeff Sharp, Byron, you got to stay out. You can't come down pit road unless you're going to race for the lucky dog. I mean, but you're going to have to get a yellow within 10 laps. I mean, if you're Bob Riley, who's a lap down, you've got to go ahead and come down. You only got 2 laps to make it, probably to the end, and then you're running out of gas. But yeah, I think we may have a couple that stay out. So pit road's open. It does. There they come. On pit road. Don't want to make a mistake here on pit road. Because if you make a mistake here, it's probably going to cost you the race, especially if you have to start towards the back of the longest line. So we'll see. And you see a bunch of cars staying out. Going to get that wave around. And into the boxes. And, oh, I seen somebody slide through. The 44 slid through. Did a good job on backing up. I'm not going to hurt him too much. The 19 was able to get in clean that time. And everybody else seemed like they've done a good job.
Somebody got to wiggle off the pit road.
And was he able to win the race? He was. Jonathan Goat, Nate was able to come out. Ronnie Osmer, Scott Brinson, Jeff Hollingsworth, top 5. Rick Rayvon, Chris Simard, Adam Baker, Will Kirk, Keith is in 10th. And there's your top 10. We'll step aside for our final commercial break, most likely. And we'll be right back right after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing. The Porsche Esports Supercar. Between April and September, 40 drivers will compete for over $100,000 in cash and prizes. Expect to see tight, close-quarter racing with some of the world's best sim racers all battling for pride, prizes, and of course, the chance to be crowned the inaugural Porsche Esports Super Cup champion.
Guys, back here for the Indianapolis 500 Top Fuel Racing League. About to wrap this one up. 172 laps. Jonathan Goat, been a man on a mission. 148 laps led. 149 laps led here in just a second as we work through turns 3 and 4. Coming through turn 4. About to go back green. We're going to have, what, 28 laps left? I believe. Yeah, 28 laps to go as soon as we hit the line. Pace car ducks in. Green flag about to fly. Green flag is maybe coming out.
Oh.
Maybe coming out. Green flag. Back into there is the outside line and inside line stack up.
I think Nate just got a black flag.
Yeah, that was a weird restart of what we've had on night. We'll have to keep an eye on Nate. He may have just got the black flag, and I really hope not because he was doing a really good job. A little later restart than I thought. Now, keep in mind the green flag actually came out right before the leader went green, and there's contact between 4th and 5th, or 5th and 6th. Now, Nate making contact with someone there as the aggressiveness has picked up. Everybody trying to get what they can here. Jeff Hollingsworth trying to go to the lead. And Nate may have not got a black flag. He's still racing.
Come on,
hard.
Jeff. Oh, put it out.
Yellow is out once again as, hello, Chris Walker has decided to say hello. We got 2 cars flipping. Jeff Wubker as well. Byron may have made contact. Oh, no. Oh, man, Byron was involved. There was more happening that I didn't see. Well, Byron, you're definitely making a broadcast, buddy. Maybe not the way you wanted. I'm trying to figure out exactly what happened. This happened right here between these 2 guys, I believe.
Tempers are flaring in driver chat.
Oh, some tempers coming up. Ah, okay. It was the Napa making contact with, I'm not sure who that was. But I'm sure the driver's chat's pretty limited right now. Can you repeat anything? Who's getting mad is what I want to know. That you can see.
Jeff Wubker.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Definitely can see that. Unfortunately, takes him out of the race. So Tyler aggressive is picking up. Tempers flaring. You could be a chance to, or you could go ahead and be a candidate for that because you know all about temper flaring in races. And now with money on the line with 25 laps to go, it's either going to get higher.
Oh yeah, 100% it's going to get higher. I think you got to be as aggressive as you can now, especially to make, at least make the top 15. You know.
Yeah, and tempers, big thing. You know all about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell us a little bit about it.
I'm good.
You don't want to talk about the temper, huh?
No, I've got a bad temper when it comes to racing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do. I do too.
If you make contact with me on purpose, I'm just ready to dump everybody in the field. Just wreck them all.
Wreck them all. Send somebody to the infield care center. You're going to walk out somewhere with a decent finish even though you're wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, just as long as they don't finish.
So we got, what, about 35 laps to go?
No, we're down to 25.
All right, well, let's try to get one last interview.
Yeah, go ahead, bring them up. Connor's going to grab one last interview here before the mainly conclusion, maybe, of this race.
Unless there's one more caution, we'll get another one in. But
yeah.
Hopefully there's not.
Yeah, we're just killing time, guys. See the last 10 laps. You need one more caution to be right. You are correct, by the way. You got 10 right now. Wow. What's the chances of that, though?
I've done that before several times.
You've done it. You've done it quite a few times.
Yeah.
Captain Will Kurtz, this is Connor. Head up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, man?
So you're currently sitting 5th right now. What, 25 laps to go? Do you think you have what it takes to get around GOAT?
Honestly, no. The way that everyone else was playing that fuel strategy before that caution came out 2 cautions ago, I was saving more than everyone else. Everyone else was going to have to make 2. I was going to make 1, so I had the race wrapped up at that point. I wasn't really saying anything in the comms, but just from what I was hearing, it was wrapped up. But that caution came out, and that kind of ruined it all. I don't have the speed to get around these guys. I got a little bit of damage on the right side, so we're going to do everything we can. I definitely feel like we can get a top 5 here, maybe a top 3 if we're lucky, but I don't have the speed, but, it just kind of stinks the strategy didn't play out, but we're going to do everything we can, that's for sure.
All right. Well, that's Captain Will Kirk. Let's see if we can get one more other person here quick.
Good luck, Kirk.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Move him back down. Try to get one more interview in. Just a second. Once I figure out what I'm doing. Okay. As you see, Will Kirk right there, by the way.
Ronnie Osmer, this is Connor. Head up in the booth. Got a copy?
Gotcha.
Hopefully you're not pitting and I'm bugging you, but you're currently sitting 4th behind Jeff and Nate and GOAT. You said earlier when I dropped down that you had a little bit of damage on a car. Did you get that fixed? Do you think you have something for the GOAT and Hollingsworth and Nate?
I think I got it fixed, and so I feel confident that I got something for them. I've driven through the pack already today and been saving it up to battle these guys. Got past them a couple times already. Just gotta do it for when it counts now.
Yeah, let me ask you real fast. How aggressive are you going to be these last, 24 laps now that we're coming to? But how aggressive are you going to be? I mean, we're getting down to crunch time now.
We'll see, because the main importance is to do what you can while the tires are still fresh and there's not that much arrow push. So that's important to be aggressive then, and then pretty much just got to find a spot and then work from there. And depending on where you are, just level aggressiveness.
All right. Connor, I don't have any more. If you got anything.
No, I'm good.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, Ronnie. We'll let you get back down there so you can get focused. Good luck, buddy.
All right, thank you.
And all of them is chasing this guy who's been out front now for 153 laps here in Indianapolis. And as Connor mentioned earlier, the winner of 8 Indianapolis 500s, looking to try to add another one here for the Top Fuel Racing League. He's done a good job and able to keep the car out front and try to get the position when he needs it. He takes it when he wants it, it seems like at the moment. But Tyler, he mentioned that he'll just have to wait and see. The aggressiveness has to be there for every one of these guys in this field. You've got to get everything you can.
Yeah, it's at that point in the race now. I mean, you've got to get to the front.
Yeah, no holds bars. You're not going to give or take anymore. It's basically go time.
Yeah, like I said, just get to the front as fast as you can. I mean, there's really not much of a race left.
Yeah. I mean, we've been here for 175 laps. Not only that, everybody's patience is wore out. Let's just be honest. Everybody's tired of being patient now. You've been sitting here for, all day. We've been live now for 3 hours and 19 minutes, and there is no more patience for nobody. So let's see what happens now. Keep this in mind. We all predicted these cautions earlier. Mine and Connor's is gone. Tyler, yours is still on it. You want to see one more caution just so you can be right.
Yeah, I want to see one more caution.
I want to see one more.
I have a feeling you're going to get that.
Let me ask you a question, though. You're probably going to get that, by the way. Let me ask you a question. Do you want to see it early, or do you want to see it late in this race?
Probably
I want to
late.
see it around maybe 10 to 15 laps to go.
I think 10 laps to go. Yeah, I think 10 laps to go would make the race a little good towards the end. Because then I think it's anybody's race. So we'll see what happens. As we're waiting on the pace car to drop in. About to go back green. Still got quite a few guys on the lead lap for this race. 19 to be exact. Mark Walker rounding out the last of the lead lap car sitting in 19. So we'll see what he can do. As we'll see what the rest of them can do as pace car gets ready to drop in. We got 23 laps to go as we hit the line. Pace car drops. We are.
Green.
There we go. Green flag back out in the air.
It just seems like the last couple restarts, he's just like
Waited, right? Yeah, I've noticed
waiting
it too.
than usual.
Yeah, it's been weird because all races, went a little bit earlier or something like that, and now he's waiting. So Nate going to be able to take second away. Oh, somebody smoked. I think it was a blink. Anywho, battle still for second as they're going to fan out. Everybody trying to do everything they can, blocking up and down the track. This could get ugly really fast.
Yeah, this is going to be good. Oh, this
Here
is
we go. Let's see what happens through turn 3. Watch the run from the high side. Will Kirk. We talked to him. He said he didn't think he had enough. Well,
looks like he's got.
Yeah, he's got plenty.
Oh.
Everybody's going for everything now. You can just see.
Yeah,
everybody.
they're all trying to get around GOAT.
I mean, you got to figure out a way to get around him.
I want to lead this race.
Yeah, you got to figure out a way to get around him. And that's the only way you're going to do it. Bob. You got to make him push even harder than what he's used to.
Exactly.
So we'll see. He is able to clear him. Still working on turn number 2. Here comes Nate now. May have a run. Not sure if he's quite there. No, he is not. As the block Jonathan Goat puts on. Wow. How about Will Kirk taking second away, using a high line? He's got something. I don't know if he'll have enough to pass the leader or not. We'll wait and see as they work. We got one up in the wall.
Nate.
And caution will fly on this one. Maybe.
No caution.
No caution will fly as they both went down pit road. That was Ernie Ludwig who went down on pit road. Tyler started cheering and he realized the caution didn't come out. He just sat back in his chair. Oh, Lord. That was good. Battle for second and first. Another wreck happened.
Oh, Nate James through the wall. That's definitely going to...
No caution will come out as Nate hits the wall. Wow. And he has disconnected from the server. One of the biggest runners, top 3 all night. Not
he's still in here.
Oh, he is still in here. Battle for the lead.
He's working on getting it back down to pit road.
Jeff Hollingsworth will lead that lap across the line, and that will be his one lap led tonight.
Still no yellow.
Getting pretty interesting. No yellow, still out on track. Unfortunately, I feel so bad for Nate and Rick Ravon, man.
He's still going. He's not pitting.
He's hoping a caution will come out.
You don't want to go a lap down.
Yeah,
you don't want to go a lap
Yeah,
down.
he's definitely hoping a caution will come out so he can get that car fixed. Still a battle for the lead up front. Jeff Hollingsworth all on the back right now of Jonathan Goke, who we ain't seen really a lot of Jeff tonight. He's showing up right here across the line. Jeff Hollingsworth on an edgy mount at the line. And I mentioned that earlier in this race when we first came in the air. I didn't think we'd see side by side across the line for the finish. Well, we may be actually seeing that.
One person we haven't talked about a lot tonight is the points leader, Scott Brinson, in 5th. He's currently trying to get up there, just does not have no momentum, it seems like.
It looks like Hollingsworth may have got some of the wall on X in the turn. He did get some of the wall on X in the turn, too. And he's dropping back. We got another car. Brinson hard in the wall. Caution's going to fly on this one.
No caution.
Caution did not fly.
How is there no caution?
I don't know how a caution didn't fly. And the points leader. How is that not a caution?
How is there no caution? Is something bugged with iRacing?
Okay, well. So Hollingsworth still able to hold on to 4th. That's going to actually probably wind up giving Hollingsworth this points lead. Let's just call it now. But Hollingsworth still trying to hold on to that position as he's now back to 6th and losing multiple spots. These guys can't get away from each other in points. And how is your cautions not flying? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I definitely thought there was going to be an throw caution there, but nothing.
Yeah, nothing's happening. We got a top 3 breakaway. Jonathan Goke not able to. We got another car coming off the track. Ron Hollyfield on the pit road. No, he is just slow. Not sure what's going on with the 62 car.
Keith Miato up to 3rd. He's struggling very, very hard early in the race on pit road.
Yeah, how about
He's
Keith?
Helping
Keith,
Kirk.
Yeah, done a really good job right now. Multiple times we've seen him mess up on pit road. So
and Hollingsworth just fell straight back a lot.
Yeah, Hollingsworth continuing to drop back, and that's the only good news for Scott Brinson, who's now back in 18th spot after that. And speaking of Nate and Rick, they're still waiting on a caution, hopefully to fly for them. I don't even know how Nate's even running. I'm going to be honest. Look at that car. Wow. There's a look at your leader, trying to extend this lead just a little bit now. 0.1, still now 2/10 second gap between 1st and 2nd. Will Kirk trying to close that using the draft. Everybody single file as we get down to 15 to go this time. Will we see another yellow? Oh, it got excited there for a few laps.
I think they were just pushing everything to the edge and trying to get around it.
Everybody's trying to get everything they can. I don't think his battle for the lead is quite over yet.
No.
It's definitely not over. These guys right here for 2nd and 3rd need to try to close that gap as the gap now out to 3/10. And here's what Nate didn't want to see is the leaders starting to show up in his mirror as well, both on the same stretch. Oh, man, I feel so bad for Nate.
So do I.
Yeah, that's horrible. We always talk about heartbreak in Indianapolis. Well, there's your heartbreak in Indianapolis. Nate was out front most of the night in that Scooby-Doo themed car.
Hopefully we can get to caution before he gets lapped. Hopefully.
Yeah, if he does go a lap down, he will be the lucky dog.
And it looks like he's going to go a lap down now.
Yeah, he will be a lap down. We'll see.
Nothing. If I was Nate, I would have took that faster pair and gone a lap down.
And hope for the best from there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, it's got him showing in P17 right now, so I don't even know how he's able to even run his car like he is right now, to be honest. Last time by, I'll give you the times at the line this time.
There might be a caution. There's a car in the wall.
Car in the wall. No caution will fly. Times at the line, Jonathan Goke, a 4700. Kirk with a 4774. And the rest of them behind him was a little bit slower as well.
Yeah, I think I don't want to jinx anything, but I think if we go green.
Yeah, Goke's got it if we stay green. That's 100%.
They're pulling. He's pulling away.
Yeah. definitely. Out to 3.5 tenths now with coming to 12 laps to go. This time by Jonathan Goat looking to lead 163 laps. As if you got anything right now, now's your time to use it. I want to mention that Kurt was faster last time by. Not by much, but he was faster. If he's able, oh, he pushed up a little bit out of turn 2 that time. May slow him down a little bit. Yeah, Gokran a 5.99 to a 5.67. He spoke to William earlier and really said he didn't know if he had enough for, you know, where he was at. He said he felt like he had top 5, but not really top 3. And he may have a chance at a win with 11 laps to go.
The drivers we didn't talk about tonight is Adam Baker. He started 14th. He's up to 4th.
Yeah, 4th. Wow.
Currently trying to get around Keith Miato in 3rd.
So
He's digging.
I'm thinking that Goke is having a little bit of trouble in 3 and 4. The gap's actually been closing. A 5.77 to a 4.91 last time. I don't know. This time he looks a little bit better, but Kirk was actually closing.
You got to realize he's an 8-time IndyCar 500 winner on
exactly.
Irish. If you say he's messing up in 3 and 4, he's going to try to figure out what he's doing wrong.
Yeah, it looks like he may have. Yeah, that time by was.
They are catching. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
A little bit. He's pulling and they're catching. He's pulling and they're catching,
Yeah.
but
he's going to have a big, you know, something's going to have to slip, I think, in order for him to really lose that lead. Because I'm sure this ain't bothering him. Like you mentioned, 8-time Indy 500 winner.
No. The person who's bothering it most right now is probably that black car of Will Kirk.
Yeah. So here he comes out of turn number 4. He's going to give 166.
We're going to have 10 laps to go, correct?
Yeah, 9 laps to go.
9.
Across the line, yeah, you mentioned Adam Baker. He is working on 3rd place. Not there quite yet where he wants to be to make that pass, but haven't spoke a lot about him. You mentioned here and there. Started back in 14th, up to 4th. Done a really good job. And if he's able to keep that car clean, he's going to walk out of here with a pretty good payout. Not bad at all. About even that time by. Go definitely a little bit faster. Coming to 8 laps to go this time by at Indianapolis for the 3rd annual Top Fuel Racing League Indianapolis 500. The next one they will run will be on September 11th. If you all want to join this league, check them out on Facebook. This season about over. That's why the points is so crucial with Scott Brinson. Speaking of Scott Brinson, Jeff Hollingsworth has fallen back now to 15th place. Just got passed by Eric Steinmetz. Brinson, so I mean, we're going to see a points change possibly, but it's still only going to be like a 1-point difference. So these guys cannot get away from each other for Hollingsworth and Brinson.
So
Sorry.
how do you guys want to do that? Are we going to interview the top 3, top 5?
We'll do whatever. Top 3 first, though, but if we want to interview top 5, we can.
Okay.
If Goat's in here, I don't know if he's actually in TeamSpeak, by the way. I haven't seen him on that, so I'm not real sure. He may pop in after, though.
Yeah, it looks like Kirk's staying with them. He just can't get up there.
Yeah, can't really close the gap in. That arrow is really bad right now. Let me ask you a question. These guys are good, right? Like, I'm seeing lap 25 right here on that tank of gas. We still got 6 laps to go. Is there a chance Goat could be short since he had no drafting?
Possibly.
There is a small possibility of that.
This comes down to a few minutes. Oh my god.
Here we go. Battle for third. Adam Baker may try to get a run here. Don't know if he's going to be there close enough or not to pull out. He will not. Keith actually entering that turn a little bit different, entering at a higher arc than the rest of these guys. Hey, I'm not going to question Keith. He's had a rough night. He's done a good job of getting back up inside the top 30 right now. Yeah, Goat put down a really good lap that time, a 6.6 to a 7.130.
One of the guys we haven't talked about recently at all tonight is Kieran Bagrelli. He's currently in 7th.
Glad you got that name
Looking to get around. Oh, he's just riding around right now, but there is a battle for 8th and 9th with Yerrick and Walker.
Yeah, and also I didn't mention Timothy Bates has took advantage of these guys' mishaps that had problems at the start of that last restart. He's now up to 6th place, so a lot of different people. Jeff Sharp now inside the top 10. He's sitting in 10th.
So that definitely changed the whole money payout.
It really did.
Look for the people that are close together in the mid-pack from like 5th to 10th to 14th. Start battling with them for the next couple laps for money.
Yeah, Andy just lost a spot, so he goes back a few dollars right there. Pretty much every spot is a few dollars gained or lost. That's one way to look at it. So Andy goes back now to 8th place. There was I think it was $20 to race this race, I believe, a buy-in. So these guys don't want to lose money. And if you're able to gain money, if you're in the top 14, you're definitely going to gain at least a few dollars either for 14. So, oh, I thought I heard a car wrecking. It appears that Nate has left, by the way. Coming to 2 to go. This time by it has been the Jonathan Goat show. And he'll probably be putting on a smoke show at the end of this one on the straightaway on the bricks as 173 laps led out in front of Will Kirk. I'm going to be honest though, if you would have asked me back about 100 laps ago if Will Kirk would be second, I would have said no.
Same here.
You know, and that goes with Keith, that goes for Adam, all them guys. I mean, they've done a good job on, you know, being aggressive when they need to be, like you mentioned, Tyler, early in this race.
Yeah, I mean, they've done all they could. It's all been track position.
Yeah, be there when it counts. So gotta make it to the finish in order to finish decent. So here we go. White flag in the air for the 3rd annual Indianapolis 500 for Top Fuel Racing League. 1 lap to go. And we are coming to the checkered flag as Jonathan Goat has been out front now, trying to lead his 175th lap. He's got about 2 more miles left to do that. No racing. The closest race is for top 5. Timothy Bates actually just took 5th away from Chris Samar, so that is a little bit of a different money change there. Jonathan Goat seeing one more turn for the final lap at Indianapolis. He is going to look ahead. He's going to see the double checker flag waving. Jonathan Goat is going to win the 3rd annual Top Fuel Racing League Indianapolis 500 with 2nd place Captain Will Kirk. 3rd place, Keith Mariotto, Adam Baker, Timothy Bates, and a really close finish right there. Timothy Bates 5th, and I don't know how to pronounce the 98's name.
Kieran Borgelli run out the top 6. Chris Samard 7th. Adam Yurt 8th. Mark Walker 9th, and run out your top 10. Cameron Boston team.
Yeah, so here's your race winner. Come on now. Let's do a little bit of celebration here. Your pick was right, Tyler. Congratulations on your pick.
Yeah.
You was only 1 caution away from getting the sweep.
And I should have had that. Let's just be honest.
You should have had it. Yeah, you should have had that caution. I will say that. Jonathan Goat, the winner here in the number 8 DuPont IndyCar. And very clean race driven by him, able to dominate this race. Finishing 1.9 seconds ahead of 2nd place. Wasn't easy by any means. Some restarts was really crazy every time we started. He's going to park this thing on the bricks and probably do a little bit of celebration. We will try to get him. I want to see if he actually comes in. If he don't, we'll jump back to 2nd if he does not. We'll see him burn the house down though on the bricks at Indianapolis. And there you go. Jonathan Goat is going to be the winner here at Indianapolis, and he is.
What a perfect donut.
That was pretty good. Second place going to go to Will Kirk. Do we have him?
We do have him up at the booth.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for Goat to get in here, hopefully.
We'll wait and see if Goat jumps in. If he does not, we'll just go ahead and pull him in. We'll give it a few more seconds here to see. Go ahead and pull him in.
Alright, we'll go from the third on to second. So here's your third place finisher, Kit Miato. Kit Miato kind of had in the booth. How you finished third here tonight. Tell us how your race was.
It was a bit of a mess for me personally. I don't know what I was doing in the pits. I couldn't hit my pit stall for the life of me, but I did it on the last run, thankfully, because I was in 10th, and I was able to hold that spot and finally move up after a few wrecks up there.
Let me ask you a question. You had a lot of trouble on pit road, which was weird because it seemed like you was getting to your box fine from what we was seeing up in the booth, but it pushed you back quite a bit. Every once in a while, you had to start from the longest line a couple times and worked your way up through it. Any idea what was causing it? It looked like you was getting in good.
Yeah, it was just I didn't realize because for me personally, when I enter the pits there, it looks like where you see the line where the lollipop is, it doesn't look like the center of the pit stall. So I'm always going to the left of it because visually the concrete, I'm lining myself into the concrete pad, but it's I had to line up myself with the lollipop, and then the one time I did it under a green flag run, I overshot it, so I slid through, and then I was too far left, and then too far forward, and oh my goodness, I've never had a night like that in the pits.
Oh man, third place tonight. Connor, you have any more questions?
Nah, I mean other than the pit road stuff, but I mean that was all on Keith.
Yeah, man, good job on that. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, shout outs to my teammates, Chris Samard and Adam Baker, and thanking Adam Baker for sponsoring our race car with V-Speed.
Good job tonight, man. Congratulations on third place.
Thank you. I feel lucky that I did. Have a good one.
You too, man. We'll move him back down to his team room, and I got him out. We'll bring in second
place finisher, William Kirk.
Yep, bring him in. Hey, Will.
All right.
Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Hey, Captain Will Kirk, you got a copy.
Roger.
Man, we talked to you a few minutes ago. You said you felt like you had a decent car. Didn't know if you had enough for a top three, but bringing it home second, you got a really good launch on that last restart and was able to drive around some of these guys. Talk us through that last restart.
Yeah, we've been solid on restarts all night. That's kind of what my teammates kept telling me. Scott and Bob and PK and all them, they kept asking me what I was doing, but I really didn't think I was doing anything special. But yeah, car was solid on restarts. We kind of put ourselves in a hole because we got involved in an accident on lap 20, punched the right side of the car in, kind of dealt with that for 80 laps, fixed her up on lap 100 whenever I rolled down the backstretch, and then about 20 laps later, pancaked the wall again, getting tight behind someone and with the guy below me. It wasn't anyone's fault, it was my fault, but pancaked the wall again. And so the last 80 laps of that race, we had right side damage again. Not as bad as the first time, but it was hurt. The arrow was hurt. The turn in was hurt, as you obviously saw in 1 and 2, where I couldn't keep up with Goke. I was just too tight, and yeah, it's sickening. I'm an Indiana native. I mean, I've been to Indy 500 a couple times. I've been with Scott a couple times, and I've won here a lot in stock cars, but never got an Indy win, and yeah, it sucks, man. Because before that second to last caution came out, we had it on fuel, like I said. We had the fuel strategy, we had it wrapped up, and that caution came out. And I mean, I'm glad I finished second, but second's almost more painful than fifth. It was right there. It was right there, man. And to know that we had it, and then to lose it, just watching the guy creep a tenth ahead of me every lap it was sickening. But proud of the car and my teammates and Scott for putting this on, and the setup was badass. No complaints on the setup. I just had a broke car for 80% of the race, but setup wasn't bad at all, and yeah, so sorry to ramble, but yeah, that's just kind of my thoughts.
I was going to ask you, I mean, I know you're not real happy with finishing second because, second is not to win, but still better than fifth because it is a little bit better payout, so that's got to mean a little bit of something, I guess.
No, that was actually the biggest pro. Not because I'm a real money whore. Like I'm giving $10 away to the biggest rookie of the race, and I kind of just decided on that before the race started. But I got my girlfriend coming down to visit me soon, and I'm a little bit hurting for cash. This will be a good night out. So that was my like number one real. That was the big winner tonight, was getting the money. Normally I would never say that, but just to be able to have some fun with her is, it was a good plus. But I just really wanted to get rated R racing to win, and it's been a while since I've won in this league, and it's just, I don't know, it's good to be back, but it was a bitter way to come back in a way. So
I got what you're saying. Well, man, second place tonight. Connor, you have any more questions for him?
No, other than have a good Memorial Day.
Okay. Yeah, man, have a good Memorial Day. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, to you guys, because I know, being up in the booth isn't as fun as racing. I've been up here a time or two, and I was broadcasting the last Indy 500, and I knew it kind of stunk to be up there and not down there. So I appreciate you guys doing that. I know it kind of stinks, but you guys doing what you do, Scott, putting it on, and all the sponsors we got. We got dozens. Chris Walker, I know, gives a lot. PK gives a lot. Scott for obviously running this. Can be a nightmare at times, all the stuff he's got to deal with, but he rocks it every week, and he's the MVP of this whole thing, week in and week out. So, and then the racing tonight was really good. We got involved in some silly incidents, but I think overall the caution rate was extremely low for a race being, this jam-packed, this close, with this much on the line. I was expecting double digits, and to only have whatever we had, 6 or 7 was across 500 miles was phenomenal. So everybody rocked it. The owner, you guys, the admins, the whole field. So
well, kudos to you, by the way, for putting up $10 for the rookie race. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we've done that a lot. I don't know why tonight we didn't, and I found out about that 3 minutes before the grid, and I was like, no, we got to have that. We got a lot of rookies in this race. We had 10, I think, which is a record.
Yeah,
so
pretty good.
I was like, yeah, we got to have something for that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. But about $10 is nothing compared to the hundreds and almost thousands of dollars these guys have put forth. So I'm just glad I can kind of contribute. But everyone, it's a team effort here, and it's a lot of fun. I like being a part of it.
Well, good job tonight, and I know you wanted to win, but second place, not bad. We'll talk to you here soon.
Appreciate it, man. You guys have a good night and happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, buddy, you too. Real fast, I want to bring in Scott Brinson, who's in the green room up
there.
there.
If he's available.
Yeah, let me see if he's there.
You there, Scott?
He may not be. Okay, he is not. So, we'll start with this. Connor, I do this every race. I want to go to you to Tyler.
Okay.
Thoughts on tonight's race, man? Indianapolis 500.
I thought it was a great race overall. I mean, granted there was a lot of fall racing, but we kind of knew after about 10 laps after the tires ran off, after a while it would be kind of like that and hard to pass. But tonight was a really good race, I thought.
Yeah, let's go to Tyler. Tyler, long race, 200 laps, total of 3 hours and 45 minutes. Thoughts on the race?
It was a long race, but it was a good race. Wish there would have been a few more lead changes, but overall, I will say that I'm glad that the guy picked one. But it was at times, I mean, it would get a little boring, but it wasn't bad at all. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I broadcasted a lot of these races. Never broadcasted a full Indianapolis 500 race, I don't think. My thoughts on it, man, like Tyler mentioned, I wish we would have seen a few more lead changes up front. 175 laps, dominating performance by Jonathan. I mean, you got to give it to him no matter what happens. Great for him. Awesome run for him. But, it is what it is. I think you got to move on. Another thing I want to mention real fast was the points. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the points because Scott Brinson came in here with a 1-point lead over Jeff Hollingsworth, and Scott finished back in, where was it, 16th, with Jeff finishing 14th. So if I'm not mistaken, it's going to flip. Jeff's going to go to a 1-point lead, and Scott's going to be 1 point behind him. So it's getting close, and we're coming to race number 19 next, or 2 weeks from tonight, and it'll be a road course. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. But that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. I hope everybody...
Wait, hold on. Oh. Okay, I was going to interview the top 5, but if you don't want to, we
go ahead and bring one in.
Okay. Top 4 finisher, Adam Baker. You started 14th tonight and made your way all the way up to 4th. Talk about your night.
It was all over the place, man. I got up inside the top 10, was in the top 5 briefly early on in the race, like in the first 50 laps. And I clipped, there was like a little bump down in turn 2. I got real loose going over that and corrected and just caught the wall coming out of turn 2. So I had side pod damage for all the way until I got caught up in that one wreck, I think lap 112. And I finally used my fast repair then and was able to get going, but I had to come from 26th and just kind of slowly worked my way forward with just following Keith through. And, we made our way up into the top 5 there in the end, and a couple more incidents opened the door and end up with a 4th place finish.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. What the track looked like it changed. We've seen a lot of guys having trouble actually getting their car to the bottom. Did you notice that as well? Some people took advantage of it, and I mean, looks like you was one of them that was able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would change on the run. It heats up and there's more rubber laid down, and I was trying to cut it to the bottom as early as possible and try and get the air, back on that front wing and try and get out of the wake of the cars in front of me. And it worked for a while. It's just after about 10-15 laps, you really couldn't make any moves. You couldn't catch the guy in front of you. So I was doing everything I could and trying to be creative, but it's pretty scary getting close to those rumble strips. So, I took my chances and I just kind of held on for those last 10 laps or so.
Well, you're going to walk out of here with a little bit more money than what you paid to get in, man. So congratulations on that. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys up there in the booth at ESPN for putting this race on. I want to thank Scott and everybody here at Top Fuel Racing League for letting me come out and run another one of these with them. I want to thank my team at V-Speed. Just started up a new team with team name and everything, and so that's pretty cool. I want to shout out to those guys and, like always, all the fans that came out and watched.
Definitely a way to get your team name on the map, man. Congratulations on the night.
All right, thank you, sir.
Right, buddy. Who do we got next? Tim Bates.
We have our 5th place finisher, Tim Bates. He started in 19th and finished 5th. Timothy, tell us about your night.
Man, I think I was just being too passive the whole race and just kind of laying back. I still had my fast repair left at the end of the night. Just trying to be patient, man. It was a great race and way different than, these official races we race where everybody's really aggressive. And, man, it was an awesome race.
Yeah, man, and you had some people cheering you on in the chat, which is always awesome, a good thing to have. And we noticed that you was running. You started 19th, you worked your way up, and you fell back a little bit. You worked your way back up and finished 5th. You got to be happy overall with the outcome of 5th, I guess. I mean, it's not the win, but are you satisfied with 5th?
No, absolutely. I joined this league halfway through the season, so I'm not in no points race or nothing like that. And I tend to, the last couple races I've raced in this league, I get really aggressive at the end of the race and kind of screw my race up. So today it was nice to, finally finish a race and get interviewed. Hey, I appreciate you guys having me out.
Well, man, good finish, good way to win some money. Any other shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, because Byron never tells. He always says Mrs. Bates, and my wife. I want to shout out to my wife. Her name is April Bates. So maybe I can get out of the doghouse for that. So I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Congratulations on 5th place tonight.
Hey, appreciate what you guys do, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, that's going to do it. Man, I enjoyed the race. I hope everybody else did too. Connor, you got anything else you want to say?
No, not offhand.
All right, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. I hope everybody has a great night. Tyler, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I just want to say good race.
All right, everybody have a great night. Y'all take care, and God bless.